Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like
a lot of wrestling on the YouTube, join our cult.
Hello and welcome. No, thankfully my voice is approved. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Listening to the dulcet tones of Maffew and the lovely Ross.
Hi, Maffew. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's just us two, no one else.
Yes,
Apart from...
That smelly git is in the corner.
Yes.
Hey. Hello.
Hi, Joel.
Hello, Smelly.
Hi.
How are you, Joel?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Great stuff.
It is weird sounding natural in the introduction to podcasts after we've already said hello to each other.
Yeah.
I am well. How art thou?
Yes.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Podcasting.
Yes, but we do know each other.
Kind of. Roughly.
Yeah.
You're Maffew.
You think you know him. Ross. Tweddle.
That is my name. In
it.
song form.
Yeah.
Maffew. Greg. Also in song form.
Done as badly as mine. But everything good with you, pal?
Fantastic. I've got a new job this week. I'm now the manager of Liverpool on FC 25. Got you. People are going, damn it, I wish he'd left. But yeah, as at Sunderland, they weren't giving me money. So on our career mode, on Hold and Give YouTube channel, we've gone to Liverpool and got lots of money. It's fantastic scenes.
Any big signings?
Not yet. We're in the first window and I'm debating. Roque, I've forgotten his name now. Vitor Roque? He's like 85, Joel. Rating, not age.
Oh, bloody hell.
Pace
He's still got it.
Pace of 94. He's rapid. Fantastic. But that's this week. Yeah, nothing else to report. Anything else? Oh, me sleep. I've started sleep therapy, right?
Oh, okay. What the hell's that?
Got part of my, because I've got a blood test in January to see if I had anything wrong with my blood when it comes to insomnia and all that sort of thing.
All right.
Last 4 nights, I've averaged 7 hours and 5 minutes.
Ooh, well, bloody done.
That's normally like 3 nights worth of sleep, but I'm averaging it in every one night now.
Oh. Yes, good.
Which is why I'm a bit more today, you know?
One thing you needed was more energy. Bloody hell.
But without the stimulants. Only 1 cup of coffee today instead of 3.
Well done.
You know.
That's what you need. Yeah.
Therapy. Hop the therapy.
Well done. I'm very happy that therapy works for you.
Is it talkie therapy?
It's talkie therapy, but it's also, it turns out, adrenaline is pulsating through my soul all day long, Maffew.
I can tell.
There's moments in the day where I'm just like, mainly doing videos and whatnot, where adrenaline, go, hype yourself up. It turns out when you got adrenaline pulsating through your soul, it's the same as having like a cup of coffee. So you know the half-life of coffee has it's 10 hours, I think it is, something like that, 7 to 10 hours.
Right.
But after you have a cup of coffee, there's still caffeine in your system. When you have a little burst of adrenaline, that's the same sort of thing. So I've been trying to stop having adrenaline later in the day, which is not good for this podcast, but still, it's working.
Because it's not the end of the day, though. It's the start of the day.
Yes, it is. At 1:13 in the afternoon. But it's going well. How has your week been?
All right. No therapy for me. No. If I've been wanting to go to sleep, I've been watching Triple H versus Shawn Michaels from Armageddon 2002, which is what me and Tom just did for the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. Oh, not a good show.
I just remember good things from that time, but then again, I was 10. I was 10 years of age back then.
Yeah.
Watching the pay-per-views from Woolworths on VHS like 7 months later. Those were the days.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out Fort Lauderdale had Armageddon 02 and Armageddon 99. You're like, oof. I don't know what Fort Lauderdale did to piss off WWE. It must have been something fierce.
There'll be a reason.
Yeah, but it was just fun reading the Power Slam magazine for that month because I remember some of those lines so clearly. Anthony Evans is the guy who wrote the line, and I still remember this. Eddie Guerrero takes on Benoit in a match that isn't that good by their standards, and he describes Benoit's the most unconvincing move in wrestling today. Benoit's rolling German suplexes. He says because if you notice, Benoit is so short. How short is he? His opponents have to stand up before he does, so he can then do the next bit of the move, which killed that move for me forever. But then he decided, no, he's not dead enough. So Anthony added this line. Benoit couldn't hit this move correctly if he was wrestling Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
Yes.
He's got a big upper chest as Buzz, so that is a bit of a
all the-
scathing
it's all the
cut.
outfit,
Yeah, it's
though.
all there.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah, it's got his arms out there for the
bad week for the Benoits, that one, it turns out then.
Bad week for the Benoits.
That's a callback, everybody who doesn't watch the podcast regularly.
Oh, you did a bit of that. You dip your toe into it and go, oh, actually, that's a callback. It's a callback. Very sensible. Because usually Jack would be the type of person who do that and then go, oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, he would.
He's the anchor for that type of thing in the podcast, isn't he? The person to say the thing we're all thinking and then go, oh.
Yeah, what did he say? Last week they took us back. Was it on Monday?
I love Saddam Hussein. He just yelled it for no reason. It was a funny week that week, wasn't it?
Something about
what it was,
French people, maybe? Was it
Yeah,
He went hard on the French, yeah.
Big
it is.
stereotype, yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking behaviour.
Was it Rene Dupree? Yes, Rene Dupree. I was talking about using his. I was not taking the cocaine. I was actually lighting my cigarette with
Litter still.
And he said something like, "Oh, did he not use a baguette or something like that?"
Great stuff.
It was he's good.
We're
lad,
bitching
Jack.
about him when he's not here. He's watching this now, furious.
He really is.
Shaking his fist at the screen.
Well, that's how most people
Congrats
watch
to
this.
Sunderland, by the way.
Really, though?
What have they
Yeah,
done?
scenes, absolute scenes.
It's a great way to do it, no
They've
doubt.
done nothing yet, but they've got to the playoff final, so...
I was going to say, all they've either done is got themselves a defeat by Sheffield United all that distance away, or they're going to win that game and then finish next season on 12 points. They've won nothing.
Yeah.
They've won nothing.
Well, if you put it like that, yeah. It's quite depressing, actually.
There was a lad who went to Rise Newcastle last Saturday, and we're having a good time, me mates, my brother's mates. And there was these two lads walking by, and I legit just walking with the phone like that, and I legit thought it said safe because he had his thumb there, and I'm like, is that a brand? Are they doing advertising, whatever? And realised, SAFC, right, it's on the athletic.
Just in case you think you got stolen by another person. I'm safe, don't worry. I'm safe. The guy with me has not stolen me.
Listen to the new album by Safe. I'm like, this is some weird marketing. And I was realised, Sunderland, right. But then my mate, who's not from the area, was just like yeah, it's had another conversation with them. And then afterwards they came back. They were still doing it, like an hour later. Then they saw us, were like, oh, yeah, right, yeah. We're going to non-ironically dance with you. Just odd.
Yeah.
Like,
very odd. I
think
wish
they do.
no success to them. I hope they stay down forever.
Yeah.
Never come back in the same
just
league
for
as
that
Newcastle.
one guy.
Yeah, just for him.
And his safe phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
News?
There is a lot of news this week. We'll get the negative out of the way. Hardcore legend Sabu has passed away at 60 years old. And Sabu, real name Terry Brunk, which people thought was ironic because he wrestled Terry Funk many a time, passed away just weeks after his retirement match for GC Dub's Spring Break 9. Sabu made what is believed to have been his final public appearance last weekend when he appeared at the Tri-State Wrestling Alliance Reunion Show convention, which I didn't know was bloody happening. A TWA show. Anyway, so I'm going to digress greatly there. Sabu began his pro wrestling career in 1985, wrestled for likes of New Japan, FMW, other places before settling in the US from 95 onwards. Sabu is best known for his time in ECW in the 90s, during which he had 2 reigns as ECW World Heavyweight Champion and classic feuds with RVD and Taz, amongst others. Sabu later wrestled for WWE as part of the promotion's relaunch of ECW and also performed the likes of TNA, WCW, AEW, 40-year career, went bloody everywhere. It's one of these things where it's like, it's interesting to me because obviously a lot of people watch ECW, the ECW never die and all this other stuff like that. Like, oh God, Sabu, what a tragedy. I can't believe he's gone too soon. And as someone who remembers all the stuff he got up to and all the stuff, he put his body through in the ring, but also if he did outside the ring, I'm of the positive opinion that him making it to 60 is an amazing accomplishment. And I mean that in the most sensitive and nice possible way.
It's like when people see Ozzy Osbourne today and go, how the bloody hell's he made it to 70?
Right. If Ozzy Osbourne passed away today, my dad would be like, oh, he was just getting into it. He was just hitting his stride. And I think that's what people are with Sabu. It's like, no, it's amazing that he was still going. And the fact that he spent half his life trying to protect kayfabe as much as possible because his uncle was the Sheik. So he didn't like talking to people.
Yeah.
And he just fell into it. So it's like he came out of his shell the last 20 years. Bloody hell.
I did see that Dark Side of the Ring episode recently with the original Sheik.
Yeah.
He was always in gimmick even to his family.
Haven't seen that yet. Yeah. He said like you would tell him, no, call me the Sheik.
Yeah.
Don't call me by my real name.
He wouldn't answer to anything else. But I'm happy for you to wax lyric because you're obviously a lot more familiar than I am when it comes to Sabu. I just know the latter day of the sort of, latter day ECW into the WWE ECW,
Right.
which is not the proper Sabu. Because I think I saw Heyman saying if we had Sabu in his pomp of like 94, 95, before obviously it starts to take its toll on his body, even though you wouldn't tell watching him in that match against John Cena and the like, that kind of thing, he would have been a much bigger star than he was. And he was massive anyway.
People, I mean, it's easy for him to say that if he would have had the ability to change his gimmick and stuff like that. But Sabu declined, according to Sabu's, WWF's offer in the early 90s because he knew they would have tried to change him. And again, he's like, no. Like, again, I think it's just him being, some of his autobiography, the mentality of like, no, you've got to be true to yourself. Not going to be, especially in early 94.
Well, you know what gimmick he would have got.
Yeah,
if it was changed.
Something very optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he declined them, and I don't think he would have been the Sabu that people remembered. I think that's actually an accurate thing to say. There was no way it's like, you know what you should do in your match? Table spots every match. Like, what? 94 at WWF? No. But it is incredible that he came back from such... It looked like the end of his career, basically, like 04, 05. He was written off. It was like them to do charity shows for him in Japan, stuff like that, just to get him back on track. And it seemed like, well, this is it. You know, all wrestlers come to their end sooner or later. Within 6 months or so, he's got himself in great shape. Had amazing matches on TV with Rey Mysterio Jr. Did the amazing leg drop to John Cena. Like, maybe the best leg drop of his entire career. Just stood on the ropes. Like, wait, you're just going to stay there for a few seconds? He goes, yeah.
I had to go back and watch that this week, because when you see that, it's just like, how did that happen? And you go back and watch the match. And fair play to John Cena, right? Because he does a Sabu match rather than making Sabu do the John Cena main event rematch.
Yep.
With the Lumberjacks there. Roadkill was there, for Christ's sake.
Yes. Up the roadkill. Yeah, so he just kept on going and going. And it's nice to see that a man keep on doing that and the ability to keep on doing that. And I think we'll move on and not talk about the stuff that happened in the GC Dub match. Because at the time of doing this, we haven't got this cause of death, right?
No, that's not out there. There's all the sort of...
I believe Janela tried to do some sort of... I don't know if it's damage control is the best word for it. Janela is just honest to a T. And in this world where every wrestler at the major level is double checking what they say and not basically saying much, it's one of these things where you're like, we love you, Janela. Sometimes you can be too honest, I think, because people are just like, I can't believe Sabu was on drugs during his last appearance. It's like, oh, okay.
But it's all the wrestlers are on that drug. I've forgotten the name of Maffew. Apparently, allegedly, reportedly.
Kratom.
Kratom, that's the one, yeah.
But yeah. And then they gave his bro-by-bro account. It's like, it probably would have been best if he didn't say anything.
It's worth saying, though, I did see this on Twitter, so again, I might have been lied to because you never trust anything on Twitter. But people were sharing a clip of him on a podcast like 5 days.
Yeah, he was on a Legion of Skanks a few days later, and he's, yeah.
For modern day Sabu, he just seemed normal.
I know it is. What do you mean Sabu was on a comedy podcast at WWE Wrestling days after that match? And they kept on saying, like, well, you had your final match. And he went, no, I had my last match. So even then, he's like, I'll be back. But yeah, it's kind of also awkward as well. I had a weird day when he passed away and was just like, it's awkward. I don't think I've contributed much to help Sabu over the years because he's been a recurring guy in Botchamania because of his in-ring style. And it does suck because when I first started doing these videos, these dumb videos, there wasn't that many generations removed from Sabu. Yeah, he was still maybe in WWE at that point in 07. Yeah, he was. So it was like people knew that he'd had great matches. They were familiar with the Terry Funk, Born to be Wired match, the series of RVD, etc., etc. So it felt like, yeah, these are just the moments that didn't go right. But over the years, I think less and less people are inclined to watch old wrestling or whatever. People do think, Sabu, that guy who botches all the time. And I'm like, oh no, please don't think that's like...
Cheers, Maffew.
Yeah, like, no.
Well, they don't
and
call
Sabu wrote about me in his book. I got
Did
a
he?
little mention, which I was horrified. I was reading on stream and I went, wait, I'm in this book. And it was just like a F you to people who think I'm botchy. And he even said, like, you know, there's many times when I've called a botch. It's like, I'm going to now botch this spot. And they're like, so it's not a botch. And I'm like, I'm sure sometimes that's happened, but don't be like, oh no, every time I botched it was deliberate. I'm like, wait, don't be, who are you trying to kid?
So that's the real reason you couldn't make it to that show in Asherton that time.
I was there, but I don't know. I think the awe of Sabu got to me. I didn't want to say hello. But yeah, I was there. That was the only time I saw him wrestle in Ashington in front of like 50 people. Bless him. But yeah, so I mean, please go and check out his amazing match and stuff like that. People are keen to go to his Twitter account as well and say all the stuff he said. Look, he was an old bloke from Bombay, Michigan. Beg your pardon, Bombay, Michigan. That's where he's from. So people are like, I can't believe he's saying these horrible things. He goes, no, I can. Like, he did things his way.
He definitely did do that, aye.
So up the Sabu.
Yeah, up the Sabu.
For months and months, reports emerged suggesting that the absent Becky Lynch was set to return to WWE programming. This occurred in the lead-up to Survivor Series... What? This occurred in the lead-up to Survivor Series 2024? The Rumble 2024? Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon. I got really confused then. Lynch allegedly took a break from WWE last year, dropping the Women's World title to Liv Morgan, then losing a rematch on the May 27th episode of Raw. When speaking with Variety, Lynch revealed that she'd only intended to take a few months off, but then commitments piled up. I took what I thought was going to be 3 months off during the summer. When my contract came up, see, I'm not doing the accent because Jack's not here. Ha ha, tricked you. I was like, okay, seems like a good time to take a little break, get some stuff done. Then other things came up, filming Star Trek, which I forgot about. Then Happy Gilmore, which I didn't know about. There was talk of a return around Rumble time. Then at the last minute, I got a skin condition. The next big event was Mania, so it seemed to make sense, especially if I could take Bayley out the mix and ruin her dreams. It felt doubly brilliant. So I realized it wasn't supposed to be like, oh, I'll just be away for a year. Just like, well, no, I'm too busy.
Yeah, and the skin condition. Never heard that one before.
I didn't know that. I got lots of messages about that. VXV have begun working with Logan Paul because he now sponsors...
Oh, no.
Prime now sponsors VXV. And I had people, like, messaging going, oh, no, oh, mein Gott, and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry to let you all know. I'm not that arsed about this sponsorship stuff. Honestly, because I watch other sports, I'm just numb to it. I know lots of people are really fed up of, Prime, Whitney Vodka, all the other, I'm not going to say their names, not paying
Sponsors,
us.
yeah.
Yeah. And at the ringside on the mat and stuff like that. Again, I watch any other sport and they all have that sort of stuff plastered.
Yeah.
The ring canvas now looks like Bam Bam Bigelow's head, but it never really gets to me. I never really notice it. I mean, if they really want to piss me off, they can keep on booking Cara Noir, but I'm all right with Prime. Take the money.
Have they still been working in terms of with talent, WWE, or not?
No, that's long since gone.
Fair. I was going to say that could be a turner for the books if Logan Paul rocks up when you go over there. Oberhausen, Logan Paul, hey yo, he'll say, and everyone will go, woohoo! We're so excited to see Logan Paul.
I hadn't considered that. That would be a hell of a thing for them to get that.
As if Logan Paul would do tune-up matches in front of a crowd. He does them at home in his bloody basement, doesn't he? Or his garden.
What a sad weirdo.
No, his massive basement with the wrestling ring inside of it. Bigger than our houses. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, see what Albausen, mate. During Cena's most recent promo on Friday Night SmackDown at the Wright State University Nutter Center. That's what it says. In Dayton, Ohio. A fan threw a beer bottle in the ring. It's not Cena's feet. PW Insider made it clear, despite Cena picking up the empty bottle, the spot was not planned, and that the bottle throwing man was immediately removed by security. So yeah, as a reveal there, I think people were like going, it's fake, but...
Whoa!
Yeah,
is this a Gamer Subs cup I have in my hand? Yeah. That's what I can see why people thought it was a work because it was like a lovely bit of product placement. That's John Cena's face next to his bottle.
I think maybe through like a Bad Dragon thing or something like that. Some guys for Sona.
Yeah, I guess it does make it a bit more real that the bottle was empty because they're not cheap anymore, are they? They never have been cheap, but especially today. Right. So you got to see the bottle off if you are going to throw one.
Yeah. Are you listening for people at home?
Financial advice from Ross Tweddle. Yeah. See your beers off before you throw them at other people.
Yeah. In this economy? Bloody hell. And Logan Paul has also apologized to Mr. Cold Steve Austin, that's what he says, over publicly revealing that he offered the Hall of Famer £1 million to wear a giant Prime bottle at Mania 41.
I saw that. Steve was like, damn, kid, I thought we kept business behind the scenes. That's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everybody.
How much funnier would it have been if Steve Austin not only struck someone with the ATV, but he's wearing a giant Prime bottle?
I'm very happy Steve's got a lot of money and continues to make a lot of money to this day because that would need it in court. That would have killed everything if he's dressed in a Prime bottle. Nostalgia wouldn't exist anymore if Steve Austin was seeing a Prime bottle.
He's like, instead of cans, it's just Prime bottles. He's doing that. You're like, oh. He's like, it's in my eyes.
Just falls face first on the mat and just sticks to it.
Skin fading, his skull underneath.
Do you see Orton have a little tipple at Backlash?
Yeah, people said, oh my God, he's rank it, he didn't like it. It's like, yeah, he's the face.
Yeah. I forgot to put that in WTF moments. I had it written down in my head before it even happened. I was like, Randy, make sure you say something nice about Prime. Horrible. That's what Randy said. Just like that.
It's when you do impressions of yourself, isn't it? That was the news.
Oh, yes.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame time.
Oh, yes.
In condescending order. And condescending time, almost. That's not even an expression. Here,
neither is condescending order, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. It's become normalized to say crap. 10% for that song.
Hello, goodbye. I'm sure he's nominated that in the past. Are you thinking this, John?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I'm sure
Can't
it's not the
remember
first time he's nominated that song. I didn't want to say it last week because he was in full flow. And that would have been
been beautiful. Just this wonderful speech. Amazing. This Gettysburg Address. He's like, you've done this one before. It would cry the entire rest of the podcast. I'm glad you didn't. The myth of Max McGee, the hungover superstar. 16%. Damn it.
Damn it, indeed.
Oh, that was a good story.
Beaten by a better man.
Joel finally getting something in the Hall of Fame. 74%.
Woo.
The
74.
people love you, Joel.
Thank you. Well,
You're the Miles Bourne of Cultaholic.
yeah, it wasn't. No offense, it wasn't the strongest week.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, big news on Miles Bourne, by the way. Apparently, reportedly, allegedly.
I've seen
I was
this.
streaming yesterday and someone puts in the chat, he's seen that he's dating Stephanie Vercaer.
Beep, 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 beep. That's the noise that broke into Ross's Twitch. A wrestler's dating somebody.
And everyone goes, oh, Ross, why didn't you know that already? I only follow them on Instagram and Twitter. That's how I find out. Apparently, no one else here follows any wrestlers on Instagram or Twitter. That's what I've learned down the years.
Or your goon listeners.
Didn't they go to a family wedding together or
I
something?
did see these pictures after the stream, yeah. He took her round to his family's. Or did she take him round to her family's?
I think he took her round.
He took her round.
I believe.
To meet the mom. Mom! Yes, Stephanie.
And she goes, hello? Hello, Miles' mum?
Yes, she did. She probably would.
Yeah,
be,
What else is she going to say? All right, smeghead.
Just locks her in the knee move.
Right.
Booker T pops up in the background.
He pops out the cake.
But either, congratulations to Miles if that is true. He's winning at life at the moment.
Certainly is. Would you pop out of a cake? Looks like a really fun thing to do.
What's the circumstance? What's the occasion?
Ooh, hadn't thought this one through.
I was gonna say that's
now maybe not at a wedding because that's inappropriate.
Is the cake hollow? Because if it's still full of cake, you might suffocate.
I was going to say, how can you pop out if you're just like
Yeah, it's
jammed
stuck.
in with cake?
Yeah, could go horribly wrong.
Caked around you. So I was like, well, that's a funny looking cake. Oh, it's somebody.
We got a human-shaped cake.
I always assumed it was like a box put inside a hollow cake.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, I really should have done my research here, but
Yeah, what is the occasion though, Matthew? That's the
Yeah, why
variable.
would you
I need to
pop
know,
out?
yeah.
It doesn't happen very often.
It's a
does
good
it?
impractical joke.
to scare your mate. It's
Impra-
Jack's birthday.
Jack's birthday and a pop out. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
What I would be wearing, I don't know. A little sailor's outfit or something like that.
Oh God, yes.
I'm just saying that because
When's Jack's birthday?
an impractical. It's October, isn't it? I think.
Oh, I can't wait that long.
Yeah.
Aye, might not be here by then. Goodness me.
You look great in a sailor outfit.
Thank you very much.
Covered in cake.
What he's saying, it's everyone's dream scenario, isn't it? Me covered in cake while wearing a little sailor's outfit, skirt and everything. Yeah,
Singing Here in Your Arms by Hello Goodbye.
it's because Joe Gatto did an impractical joke as punishment for that, where he went to I think it's like a veterans event, and he popped out, not knowing what it was, and popped out
my
dressed as like a little
God.
sailor, going like, "Hello, boys." If that's a shoot punishment, it's a great one. But you never know with these TV shows. do you?
Yeah.
You never know. Aye.
Yeah. So what is your Hall of Fame pick this week?
Sleep. The gift of sleep. Anyone who's had a sleep knows how great sleep is. And I haven't
Can you
slept.
explain to people who don't know what sleep
So
is?
normal people get into bed of an evening, they close their eyes, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes later, they're away, they're dreaming, they're recuperating, they're rejuvenating, they're having a great time while asleep. Me, however, for the past 15 years of my life, I go to bed and I lie and look at the ceiling all night long until the last 4 days of my life when I've averaged 7 hours of sleep a night. So I'm going to give the gift of sleep to the Patreon Hall of Fame. Paul.
Beautifully put. I'm very happy.
Sleep is great. Would
Yes.
you agree, Matthew, that sleep's the best thing?
I don't like the concept of sleep, but I'm getting to appreciate it more and more older I get. Because I've never had a good relationship with it. I've always... right, this is why I hate Tom.
When he can do no sleep and operate.
Oh, no, the opposite. We went to London for the big Rumble thing. We stayed in the same bedroom, and he was like, all right, I'm going to bed. Night, Matthew. Switched off the light. Before the room turns dark, Tom is giving it. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
It's a gift.
I
It is
went,
a gift.
oh, you're one of them. Right, okay. I'm like, Sonny, this is why we say he's on coke, because he's just got all that normal energy you have if your body just goes to sleep and just wakes up. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was after we'd done all the Rumble stuff. We watched Rumble live, and he'd did all the interviews and stuff with people outside. What do you think of the Rumble? And all that stuff. So, and we had to be up early. And he got up. He set his alarm for even earlier than we had to get up, so he could watch the post show with Triple H. Excuse me. And I was like, okay, well, it all makes sense now because when I'm sleeping, I'm tossing and turning like I'm grilling salmon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, me, same. All the above, same. Apart from that, it does turn out that when you do get a regular sleep and a consistent sleep, you don't need the stimulants the next day. That's what I'm finding out. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel more alive. My mouth still doesn't work, as we're finding out right now in the middle of these sentences, but still I feel more alive.
But you're getting used to it. You're getting used to it.
I'm only 4 days in.
Yeah.
Probably jinxed it now. I'll never have a good night's sleep again.
What if next week you've had too much sleep and you start talking like Lanny Poffo? Good morrow to you and a good day to all.
Just do a cartwheel. Picture perfect cartwheel.
Ross, it's not Jack's birthday. You didn't have to wear the sailor outfit already.
She all just come in dressed like sailors. It's confusing.
Don't reference it at all.
What are we asking about?
I'm sure did he dress up as a sailor? Have I just dressed this? Joel, do you mind going on his Instagram?
I'm
sure he dressed up as a sailor.
I can picture it. I know it. Yeah.
So I remember
Now you think of Sailor Jerry?
I'm sure he compared himself to Steve from Stranger Things, not OSW review.
Yeah, that
I feel
lad.
like I can picture it. I don't know
Unless
why.
we've had the same dream, Joel.
Unless, one way to help you get this sleep at night.
There he is.
Wow.
You see.
Wow. That's the first one.
I didn't know he did that. Oh, he really suits that.
Yeah.
That's the caption say, tensing so hard and it doesn't even help. Wow. 80 weeks ago, so that's over a year. Nearly 2.
Does the boat engine give you a stiffy? That's from Lost Hollywood. You look really old.
No.
The evil laughs come back.
A bit dressed up to take a laptop in Italian. Yes, never forget.
Oh, they just roasted him.
Oh, God. Lovely little girl.
Oh, God.
That's what people will be saying about me next week. Well, all of us next week when we come in our sailor outfits.
Oh.
There you go. He's already done it. Maybe he's still got it.
Wow. Would it be cruel to try and put that in the Hall of Fame next?
You do what you want. You can feel the wrath if you want, Maffew. It's not up to me.
You know what? It would be fun to do now, but I know if he comes in next week, he's have that like pained expression on. He's gonna be like, "Well, you don't have to take the piss at me when I'm not here." And I'm like, "You're right. That'd be very mean." So tempting. No, instead, I'll commit to what I was going to do beforehand. Can you Google, please, Joel, the Baconator?
The Baconator.
Almost as delicious as Jack.
He's
in a sailor
Googled
outfit.
Google again.
I am a good.
Just put it in the bloody search bar, Joel.
Google.
Oh, where's? Oh, Wendy's.
A Wendy's.
There's
thing.
one in town now, isn't there?
There is. There has been for a while. I have resisted the urge to have a Baconator. First time I went to Wendy's, I wasn't that hungry, so I had a little thing. Didn't think too much of it. Just went, all right, bog standard. And I was in town. It was after bloody the thing we did on Monday. So I went, all right, I'm going to go meet with some friends, but I'm starving now after putting in a good solid shift on about Backlash. Ooh, there we go. Like the Yorkshire Miners. I better eat something. I'm having a look. Have a look. What the hell is that? Have a look at some of the other stuff to eat in town. There's so much choice. Walk past Wendy's. Baconator, now $1.99. I go, wow. Sod it then.
That's
For
a good
$1.99,
price.
I'll try it.
So take me to the construction here, because the
All right.
pictures...
I thought it was simply a bacon double cheeseburger. It's not. It's a half pounder with 6 or so strips of bacon. And that dodgy wank American cheese, but that doesn't matter at that point. It's not going to touch your sides. So I had the Baconator, and as soon as I had one bite, and it was the juice flowing, I'm like, I haven't had this in a while, because I've just not done fast food in bloody ages. And it's nowhere near as big as that, but obviously in real life.
I was going to say the real picture, the second one in from the top. It's a little bit different to the promotional
There you
images.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
it's really sad.
The sad, that's what I thought. Like, like that. And God, my body has just been not happy with me since then. And I realized how little I eat food like that now. So, like, went out on Saturday to Rise Newcastle and had a lovely time, danced until 4:30 in the morning, which is amazing. I didn't realize I still had the ability to do that. And then afterwards, like, wow, I'm really happy I was still able to do that. When do I stop going? It's like, because doing that every bloody Saturday is going to murder me. And obviously I thought, well, no, I think I need to murder myself some more. And I thought I'll eat like I'm 17 as well. Bloody hell. So the Baconator, the first and last time I'll have Scott Steiner if it were a meal again. But I've been talking to people, and the American version of the Baconator apparently is even more American, basically. So that the version we have in England is a watered-down version to make it safe.
Was it nice, though?
It was worth the year and a half it took off my life. Fair. But that's it, no more. The Baconator. But again, would I have looked at this thing twice if it wasn't called the Baconator? Absolutely bloody not.
Yeah, it's a great name.
I do want to try it. I'm very intrigued by Wendy's. They do square patties, right?
Yes.
I suppose it don't make a difference, but
Was it square? I guess.
yeah, they're all
It's,
square.
You know what?
That's their thing.
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, if it's balanced like that,
I didn't realize it was Scottish.
yeah. But I couldn't.
Square sausage
tell.
is a thing in
Yeah,
Scotland.
lawn sausage. Yeah.
$1.99 seems really
Yeah, for
good.
$1.99, I'm like, all right. But then, you have that, and obviously, drug dealers are like that. Here you go, kids, free drugs. But then this has made me not want to try this ever again. Except when I'm describing the feelings of having it and feeling bad, all I can think of is, well, maybe one more time.
They've only had it once. You might have had just a bad burger. No,
I think it was a perfectly fine burger, and my body was like, what the hell is this?
get off that one, Joel, and then go down the right hand side. Look at just that one there, just above that one. The real life ones are so sad.
Oh,
look at
God.
the state of it. It's collapsed in on itself. It's even got an unhappy smile.
It's
It
leaking.
really is. The unhappy Baconator. It's a good pub. But bloody hell, yeah. So the Baconator, begrudgingly putting in because it defeated me. And it's called the Baconator.
Joel,
Baconator 2, Judgment Day. What have you got for us, Joel?
I wanna
huge
try
week,
it.
Joel.
There's a Hooters here now as well.
There is. The food, I have to say, I looked on Instagram. It looked wank.
Oh yeah, I bet. I look
That's
in.
a shame. I was just about to go have my family meal there. But
That's the only reason people go to Hooters is for the food.
It's a sports bar, isn't it? There's like 20 screens around.
Is there?
Yeah.
there's not many of them in Newcastle.
I've been building a bench this week. And I have a picture. Hold on.
So he's just Googling bench. That's you.
That's just some cushions on the floor, Joel.
No.
Yeah,
look.
hang on.
Oh,
There's the rest of it. How big's that glass?
pretty big. Oh, that drink was unbelievable. We made white wine peach sangria.
Oh, wow.
It was. I could
Any
drink-
danger
I
of
could
an
drink that
invite
all day.
round, Joel, once for a peach white wine sangria?
Come on round, yeah.
No, apparently we can't. There's too busy. There's ambassadors he's serving with drinks like that.
Me and my girlfriend built a bench, and it's a really satisfying, fulfilling thing, actually. Because it's just, I say built, we didn't really do much. It's just wooden pallets.
Yeah.
And then we sawed some off, sanded them down so they're all smooth, and then just like stacked them on top of each other, basically, put a cushion over it, and then some pillows and stuff, and it's great. So
Nice.
we made a bench in the back garden. I
Can
say
we have the
we,
photos?
it was, well, this is it.
You had more than one photo though than the other thing.
Yeah.
Oh, these
I've
not
got-
supposed to be seen.
Oh, you got a video?
Yeah, there we go. They're making it. This is what the people need to see. There we
Yeah.
go. Men at work.
That's
Yeah.
a lovely disc sander there, Joel.
Oh, it's really satisfying
Some
using a
great
sander.
disc sander action there.
Look at them
Yeah.
legs.
It makes it makes me want to
Do you
build
think
more
about using
things.
them on those hairy thighs? We're just saying what the comments
Do
are
I
going to
need
be
to call
saying, so
HR, Joel?
Yes, please.
they'd agree with me.
I am HR. Take your trousers off.
It
now.
was
That's a bad one.
I like the stack deck. Also, the thing you're constructing isn't too bad either.
I'll just let Matthew carry on.
no.
Sorry, Joe, were you
It's a
about to say
mistake.
something?
Well, it was mainly my girlfriend. She built like 90% of it. I was just sat there watching for most of it. Because
But you post that photo. That's very smart.
I was at work the next day. I was at work the night before, doing Backlash, so I was knackered, but so she did it all. But yeah, it's just a satisfying thing, building a bench. It was good fun.
Oh, you look like a proper
I'll
dad
nominate
there.
that. Building a bench.
Nice. Yeah, I know what you mean. Constructing something for yourself and other people, for your own home, is a nice feeling.
It is, it's cool. Yeah. Been making a lot of like homemade food as well, and it's very, it's fulfilling.
What food did you make?
Well, we made our own pasta the other day, like homemade pasta with homemade garlic bread, with homemade pesto, with homegrown basil, with homegrown parsley.
In the dark, dark street. In the dark, dark.
Again, it's mostly Megan doing it all, but I'm there.
You are. There's photo proof.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, that's nice, Joel. Nice to see your passion.
Thanks, thank you.
Passion for benches.
Benches and food. What more do you want?
English dad, Joel.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it? That's
Okay.
Not the best week for the whole
Not
of Fame.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even bother because I know bloody Joel's going to bloody win. Now he's here.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure this
I'm
week.
pretty sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Joel's lovely bench. Yeah, how are you going to word it, Joel, for the Hall of Fame? They're very picky when it comes to those titles.
Building a bench.
Just building a bench. Not even. You're going to put
Say
your
what you
name.
see there.
Simple.
Your name is the moneymaker here. You know.
Joel's building a bench.
Fantastic work, mate.
Building a bench.
I don't know.
try to help you.
Sleep is pretty strong.
The gift of sleep is how it's being
Gift of
lived.
sleep is nice.
Sleep is
And
that's good.
the Baconator.
Oh, are you kidding? Those good picks.
I'm sure I've spelled that right. Don't look, there's spoilers
Oh,
there.
sorry.
I've been doing a little bit of typing before the podcast started today. I'm taking a
Ooh.
risk. So obviously
We're going for it.
we've got a new patron.
We certainly have. I've noticed.
I'd realised this a bit too late. So when I sat down at this very table, I was like, what rhymes with his name? And I've come up with an answer which has a massive in-betweeners reference in it. A huge one, which is a bit risque for the modern day. But we'll try it on.
Oh, no.
We'll try it on for size.
Strap yourselves in.
But no, it comes with love.
Because if you go to patreon.com/cultaholic, not only can you vote for any of the benches, the sleeps, or the Baconators, but you can also become a lovely patronizer. Your very own.
Patronizer.
No, that's our job as we sing your name. Reno 2200.
It's from the future. Pew,
Noah
Anderson. Anderson.
Levi LaRue.
Goes in for the kill, he does. He does it for the thrill, though. Hopes you understand. It's all part of his plan.
That's exactly how that song goes. Jimmy Gillen.
Gillen, the best a man can get.
Tear of Grace.
Feel those tears on your grace. Grace, face, grace. No one else can feel them for you. Only Brett can let them in. He likes cats. He loves cats.
Lord Bushy.
Hey, Bushy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind, Lord Bushy.
Hey.
Lord Bushy.
Hey. Kendrick Alltop.
Hey now, Kendrick Alltop on the Patreon. Joel's not trying. What's that? What's
Sorry,
it about now?
sorry, God,
He reaches for a drink. What's happening here?
You were
Yeah,
doing
now
so
seems the
well.
time to have a
I know,
drink.
yeah.
Hey, I didn't think you needed help. You were doing so
Build
well.
a bench and then you piss off. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're singing in the background. All you hear is, not now. Tay 2.
Take two. Who we need to
Seamless.
apologise for because apparently whoever made the graphics for the producers at the end of videos has been put in Raid 2
Yeah.
and not Tade. So
It's fixed now.
There you go.
From now on.
Raid 2 is a good film.
It is a good film.
Jake Rowan.
keep rolling. Yeah.
You sound like a cat. Josh Fair.
Oh, I don't like this one.
Coming on.
Take it away. I don't agree with this one.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I like that one. I don't like is that guy over there.
Are you going to Joshua Fair?
It's too subdued. Or is it coming
On
up?
the
It's coming up.
way
It's coming up.
on.
It's fair. Ooh.
Yeah, fair enough.
Horrendous.
Theo Davy Harland.
Forgotten what you did last week, Matthew.
Oh, Theo.
And, a new person.
Oh my God.
God knows how this is going to go. It's a username, so I'll hopefully say it correct. BS Loan 9003.
9003. That's the magic number. Initial B. They're not a bumder is the reference. Is the reference. Sloan is funding the Culty Patron. Yes, they are. Finished there. It was a work in progress.
I haven't heard that
good,
expression in a million years.
It's fun for all the family. It's in between this reference. Wow. I was trying to find a rhyme for number. I backed myself into a corner, trying to look for a rhyme for number. And I went back to Will. Is it Will who says it to Neil's dad?
Yeah. Good episode.
It's when the weather is so delightful and the sun, I can't remember the next lyric. Be Sloan, be Sloan, be Sloan. That'd be better if I remember half the song, but...
The
it's like
weather
played a million
outside
times.
is frightful.
There we go.
And the something is so delightful.
Yeah.
Can't remember what the something is.
Yeah.
The ground is... The sky is so...
tree is so frightful. Go to
It's a work in
Patreon
progress.
and be Sloan, be Sloan, be Sloan.
9003.
Yes, Randy says a number at the end. Well, that was very nice. That'll definitely work. You should sing that next week just to see Jack's face.
Yes.
As he gets shocked and goes, no. It's going to it'll shake his head so much his sailor hat will fall off. Thank you very much. Patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. This week in wrestling.
Slippery glasses.
Yeah, you know what they're like. We're at Monday Night Raw, which emanates from, are you ready? Louisville, Kentucky, the KFC Yum Center.
No way. We were at the...
You're not a real country.
The Idiots Arena, the SmackDown before, what was it called?
Oh, I've already forgotten.
Oh, what was it? Doesn't matter.
KFC Yum. Why can't you call it KFC?
Is that not is it a collaboration between
Maybe.
KFC and Greg's in America? KFC Yum Yums.
But would it be like, cheeky Greg's Center or something?
Imagine it was realistic though, the KFC arena.
The KFC, I really shouldn't Center. CM Punk opens the show and is also the greatest wrestler of all time. Oh, Jack wrote the notes. That's nice.
He did.
He's angry at a lot of people, but number one on that list is himself. He let Paul Heyman betray him again, just like he did almost 12 years ago. Jey Uso warned Punk that Heyman hadn't changed, and Punk regrets not listening to him. He's also angry at the Timu CM Punk, Seth Rollins. He's going to get his hands on them both. Paul Heyman interrupts, and Punk wants to get him in the ring, but he's quickly joined by Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. Seth says Punk always finds a way to become more selfish and egotistical. Heyman was supposedly Punk's best friend, yet he made Paul's life hell on the road to WrestleMania. Punk is scum, because he's the reason Seth isn't world champ right now. Punk says Seth will never be champion as long as he's around. Seth says Punk loves to play the victim. Cry me a river is what he says. Well, he can die a martyr right now.
I wonder why he said, cry me a river, Maffew.
No. Seth sends Braun into the ring and he brawls with Punk. Seth helps out and Punk is beaten down, but Sami Zayn and Jey Uso save the day. Everybody fights until the babyfaces grab chairs and the heels make a tactical retreat.
Who's going to be the third man is the question on all of our lips. All of our lips.
All of our lips.
Lippy, lippy, lips.
Well, it does rhyme, I can reveal it, with Ace Steel.
Face, feel.
I'm going to stop doing that. It doesn't really work, does it? There's a real way of saying it, and that was not the way to do it. I thought Punk had some good lines here. You're just a song kid. At some point, the bell's going to ring.
I thought it was a bit weird for him to say at this stage of his career against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins.
That guy who's beating him.
The modern day Shawn Michaels. And Punk's, he's
in Saudi Arabia.
Getting on a bit, isn't he?
I mean, he's going to do those, I'm going to feel like a badass lines. I mean, he said the Reservoir Dogs one later on. Are you going to bark all day, little doggy? Are you going to bite?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Oh. He did it.
I went to the dog cafe this week.
The dog and scone.
Dog and scone.
It should be scone. The
Scone.
dog and scone.
The dog and scone.
Dog and scone.
Lovely, isn't it?
Dog and scone. Yeah, I've been twice before and it was great. This time was a bit sad.
Why?
Because none of the dogs wanted to be touched at all.
They've gone downhill in that respect. And I understand it's for the dog's benefit, I guess. But they used to come and put the dogs on your knee.
Yeah, they did. But now, even like, if you give them treats and go for a stroke, they just move out of the way. They just do not want to be touched at all. I think they're just sick of it. It's a bit sad, though. It's just like...
I'm talking like that.
They just want to be left to sleep and just be by themselves.
Be a dog.
Yeah. I was like,
Not a cuddly toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad experience this time.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say.
So is that because you were yelling? Are you going to bark all day, little doggy?
Just screaming at them.
Like, can you please stop yelling at the dogs? Please.
He also had said that Heyman's got a fat little neck. Where ya, penguin, he says.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Don't be a bully, be a star, Phil.
And then Paul Heyman said, wah, 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 wah. So clearly wasn't happy with that. Also, Timu CM Punk. I'm like, I don't look at Rollins and think he's like CM Punk, he is.
Wait, it's
the
the
dress
story.
is nicer.
Goes back to the story of Rollins wanting free training from Punk, as was the story for their feud. I guess that's where that comes from.
Right.
He wanted to emulate Punk way back in the day.
Right. I did realise we've just gone right back into the Drew McIntyre formula of like, oh, let's sprinkle some shoot things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Seth is basically Drew with cocaine swag. So yeah, good bit. Braun Breaker's punches got a lot of flack online because he's doing the thing. And I'm like, okay.
Would you rather he hits him in the face? Just
Apparently that's what we wanted. That's what everyone was wanting.
So who's going to be the third man?
It's Cultaholic's
It's not going to be Ace Steel. We're taking that off the table now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, he's busy, isn't he?
Yeah.
In TNA.
Yeah. But if he's wrestling a dog, then he must need his own dog.
Larry
Is
is the third man. You didn't know that name, did you?
I was trying to remember his bloody name.
So we've got Sammy, Jay, and Phil on one side. Braun. It's not going to be Paul. Braun, Seth, and who? Give me a name, bitch.
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel. The name on everybody's lips. Joel, you got a name?
Nah, I'm trying to think. It's
I've not
tough,
got a
innit?
name either.
Yeah.
Hikuleo, get him in. Tangaloa, get him back. Everyone's favourite wrestler.
Yeah, God, they probably got some of the Samoans under contract. It's like, oh yeah, you're actually here. Yeah.
Because it would have made sense for the lad who debuted at Backlash, the old Jeffrey Cobb. Would have made sense for him to debut in that role just as a fresh thing. But he's obviously busy now. Maybe Bronson Reed. I don't know how his recovery's going.
That's a good shout.
I don't think they want someone like that. It's weird because if they want to push Braun Breaker, they can't have someone who's also as hot as him or has that aura about them. So
It worked for Evolution, Maffew. With your Dave and your Randys, you know.
it did very successfully. I should point out, it was WrestleMania headliners for years, so maybe I'll shut my mouth like SmackDown.
Yeah.
Know
Your role as well.
Yeah.
Here comes the pain.
No.
Me.
That's what he yells. Big Pat arrives late and makes his entrance to join Cole on commentary. He explains that he was being cleared by the medical team. I did not like this.
Me neither.
They had the bloody wrestlers in the ring, the luchadors, arrive. Pettis does his entrance, Chad does his entrance, and then, wait, let's go. It's like, completely took all the shine away from the two lads in the ring.
And they did the little how you doing, Pat. 20 minutes after, he's already hopped on the announce table going,
Yeah.
which sort of negated him going, oh, he burst me eyeball.
Yeah.
He chopped me that hard.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're clearly not that hurt. You've been just
Right.
bouncing around down the aisle there 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just our hatred for Pat coming out there. I don't know if other people are feeling the same at home.
Yeah, well, we'll start a quick look at the mailbag. I mean, it's not everyone who thinks this, so yeah. But he thankfully did not get in the way of what was a lovely match. Penta wins a singles match against Chad with a jumping destroyer, or a Panama Sunrise, if you will. No.
Oh, it was definitely a Panama Sunrise. Many good
Did a
moves
job,
by Penta was done on this match. The code breaker reversal earlier on before the Panama Sunrise was fantastic. The lads had their working boots on as I shout into this microphone for no reason. Gable reverses the house show dive into a flying forearm before simply shouting, Lucha Libre sucks. There is no way he can be Americano. There's no chance.
Yeah,
That's all my notes I've got written down for this one. It was just a good match. Good TV match.
when you need to get back on track, you beat Gable on TV.
You
So,
do.
Fantastic.
That
Gable
won't be the
rules-
last one, though, will it, Maffew? Between these two lads here. That won't be the last.
I hope not.
No, me too.
Gable rules in any situation I put here. I'm going to call him soy sauce. That's not a good thing there.
I was going to say, put a bit of soy sauce on a creme brulee, are you?
Yeah, right.
Mayonnaise, though, on a creme brulee, delightful.
Really?
No. Just lied.
Thank God for that.
Is there a condiment that does work? And it's salt, I guess, because salt can work with sweet stuff.
That seems a bit of a cheap option, but yes, I would agree.
He's like salt.
Yes. He'll be even saltier once he loses again. But as a different... I'll ruin that. We get a video promo from Roxanne Perez and Julia. The division isn't safe with them around. They're here to take over. And they're targeting the two women at the very top, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
This was lazy and paint by numbers. Paint by nombre.
Nombres.
El nombre was in my head there for no reason whatsoever. And boring, this promo was. It was unimaginative as bowels, yeah.
Very NXT,
Yeah.
but like the bad NXT. Dominic Mysterio finishes a phone call with Liv. He gets confused about time zones. Dom tells Finn that he almost cost him the match at Backlash. Finn thinks Dom is starting to sound paranoid, just like Priest and Ripley used to be. Finn says he'll take care of AJ Styles for Dom tonight. He heads off to get ready while the rest of the stable try to teach Dom about time zones.
Fair play to Dom. I would be confronting Finn about the chair bollocks at Backlash as well. But that old-timer Finn, that old Finn Balor, is a manipulative shrew, so he is. Oh,
Shrew?
just like that priest. Is that the right word? Yes, little animal.
Yeah.
I don't know why the shrews are manipulative. That's a turn of phrase, isn't it not?
It's a funny image.
Have I said that right or wrong? I'm double guessing myself.
Is it a real expression?
I've heard that before.
You manipulative.
Yeah, that's
You
the one.
Lyra
You
Valkyria
lying
shrew.
get.
Why are the shrews manipulative?
I don't know.
Yeah, those untrustworthy shrews.
This sounds like anti-shrew propaganda to me.
Like a little mouse, in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
The
know.
shifty mouse.
He's being proper manipulative as Finn Balor, right? Because he's saying, oh, what about Priest and Rhea when they were champions? You just like them when Dom's in the right. Up the Dom.
Up the Doms.
Yes.
Also, Liv's doing a film, so she's not here, but Dom thinks Finn is here to mess with people. Although I put the notes down. That's what happened in the segment, Maffew. Well done, in case I forgot. But yeah, more of the lovely Judgment Day bickers amongst themselves. I didn't get the time zone nonsense, but I just like the fact that Dom's like, I'm on to you, you shrew.
Well, you see, Dom's a flat earther, clearly. Clearly thinks there's one sun just beaming over us at all times of the day. That's clearly what's going on here. Yes. Big fan of what Collier was doing in the segment at the start there. He wants to go out for a meal with Raquel, but use her card. And of course he'll pay her back.
What's he
won't.
like?
And the subtext, Matthew. The subtext was off the scale because Finn Balor wearing a 10 years of Finn shirt. JD wearing a 10 years of Finn shirt. And the other people were not. Division! God. How will this resolve itself?
We'll have to watch Raw and find out.
Can't wait.
We get a recap of Pat versus Gunther. Cole makes Pat take a boo for the crowd. Pat talks about being very sore, but he's proud of his performance. He respects Gunther even more now, and he hopes the feeling is mutual.
Yes, he does. I've got no other notes apart from what we said earlier about, well, you were jumping up and down on the table 20 minutes earlier.
Right, and it's nice he did that as New Day entered to do their commentary, and then we went back to Pat. Look, I'm all right with him being a commentator and being like that. Obviously, he's very popular outside of it, but when he's taken this much attention and spotlight of people on the show, it's like, what are we doing here?
Well, that's a shame on us for being wrestling fans, Matthew. Not a fan of the WWE getting record social media hits.
That's right.
Because Pat's got his big podcast, and obviously he's a famous name because of his football career and all that kind of thing. So the social impressions he'll get will be more so than other wrestlers. So we've got to just sit and enjoy that kind of thing, haven't we?
Yeah, but I mean, I spoke to a bunch of people about that match at Backlash, and I think I enjoyed it way more than most of the people I talked to. They were like, that was stupid and silly. Why didn't Gunther just kill him and all this? I'm like, I liked it. Like, really? I'm the one defending it?
I watched it for a second time for WTF, and the start of it with Gunther just changing completely from the only God can take my hands off your throat. That did set me off a little bit. Get me out of the, what's the turn of phrase I'm looking for? Made me a manipulative shrew.
Nailed it.
It took me out the moment a bit because I was expecting him to rip his head off. But by the end, it's a wonderful babyface performance by Pat. I think you're fully justified in liking it, mate.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
All of the manipulative... Oh, no. Oh, no. Of all of the manipulative shrews,
Yes.
you are the least manipulative of them all.
Thank you, Lyra Valkyria.
That was not even worth bothering with, was it?
I know that Diona Parazzo also agrees.
Let's roll the R's as much as possible there so people don't realise I can't say it. Punk and Sammy chat in the locker room. Sammy asks if Punk is okay ahead of their tag match against Seth and Braun at Saturday night's main event. Punk says he's finding it hard to trust people right now. Sammy understands. He found it hard to trust Punk in the War Games match, but they need to work together to come out on top, and Punk seems to agree.
Like the promo, it makes sense from both of their perspectives. It references history that happened 7 or 8 months ago. Such a long time. And it's all true. No complaints here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like nice box-ticking segment here.
But it does make you wonder, is CM Punk going to now appear on a Saudi Arabia show? Because that would be très intéressant, as the French would say.
Well, he already said, go ahead, have you buy one, get one free WrestleMania special, headline that.
And suck your...
Blood-covered cock.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I hope he wrestles The Miz and loses at that show. Just for all time's sake.
He's in the advert that they showed during Backlash, doing a little winks. I don't know if they put that in there on purpose just to go, we got you, Philip.
Yeah.
When he no doubt complained in a very rational manner.
I mean, they did have the Good Brothers. He says, no, we're not going to NXT, and no, we're not going to Saudi Arabia. Immediately gets drafted to NXT, immediately goes to Saudi Arabia.
Joel, did he say something today?
He did. He went on Instagram Live, and someone said, why do you hate going to Saudi Arabia? And he says, I've never been to Saudi. I don't hate coming to Saudi. So he's backtracking on...
No, he's correcting someone. He said, why do you hate going? He says, I've never been. What do you mean hate going?
True, yeah.
You know, he's like, he did that bloody grammar YouTube thing, didn't he? So
Grammar slamming.
that was it.
Yeah. It's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
What do you mean you could care less? That means you care. Anyway, etc. The New Day joined the announced team, the Viking Raiders versus the Creed Brothers, and I've cynically put here so they can probably praise Pat some more because it's all been 5 minutes and someone's talking about how great he is. Towards the end of the match, Woods distracts Eric and the ref, allowing Kofi to attack Ivar and help the Creeds win.
So, this answers our ponder from a couple of weeks ago. The New Day don't see the Creeds as a threat because they helped them to win this, what I think was a number one contenders match for their tag team titles. They would rather face the Creeds. Julius Creed in particular, who likes to do the real wrestling MMA stuff on the side and just for funs and poos and giggles and all that sort of stuff. He'd rather wrestle them than the Vikings, which I find a little bit weird storytelling-wise.
I think it's just because he knows that they're dead in the water at this point. It's not a good place to be if you're a Viking.
No.
Instead, Cole says New Day cheated to win their titles. So both members of New Day go, wait, you were cheating during the Pat match. You grabbed Gunther's foot. We saw you. And I put, good points, lads. Cole says he was pulled in the ring. So that's why he did that. And I put, Gunther pulled Cole with his foot, did he?
I was going to say, the bit where Cole does grab the foot, he's already been sent back to the outside.
He's backpedaling.
That finickety man. That Michael Cole. That manipulative shrew.
I was waiting for it. I knew I'd get it. So I'm glad that they pointed out correctly. Like, yeah, you didn't talk about cheating. Crowd distracted by New Day and chant that they suck. And means that they don't get involved in the match. Okay. It's that thing we talked about beforehand when they have guest commentators, it does distract from the match because then everyone's just trying to go, well, okay, what are they going to do? This time they didn't do anything. They just commentated the match, which was like,
Well, they got involved in the finish, didn't they?
Kinda.
Yeah. Woods distracts Eric, then Kofi hits Ivar, which sets up the Brutai Ball, allowing American Made to win. They do say at the start of the New Day that they want more teams to wrestle more to earn their stripes, which is their rationale for having this match happen. But then, of course, at the end, it sort of does paint the picture that they don't see the Creeds as a threat, which is a bit weird for me. At the end of what was, I thought, another good TV match, the boys, beefy boys, beefed each other around, so they did. The highlight of the match for me was Julius's lovely tight clothesline on a massive, thick boy like Eric. It made a satisfying... Yeah.
It was a nice noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent action, but who cares about this division?
Yeah, that's the point, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Backstage, Seth talks to Braun about losing the brawl earlier. The good guys may feel as though they've got the upper hand now, but they have no idea what Seth is capable of, I should say. He asked Braun to do one more thing for him tonight. We don't hear what it is, but Braun seems happy.
Turned on, some might say. He looks randy and... I don't know what I'm saying now. But yeah, it looks like no idea what I'm capable of. That looks like they're going to debut someone else. He's got a master plan as the architect. That's what I read into the situation with my degree in wrestling.
That's good that you saw it like that. I thought it was just, we need to fill this show up with Summit. It felt very light this week on people being here. Maybe it's just me. We catch Adam Pearce giving Jey Uso some information. Jey seems okay with it. He makes his entrance and cuts a promo on Logan Paul. Logan keeps sneak attacking him, but at Saturday night's main event, there'll be only one outcome. Gunther interrupts, and Jey reminds him that he tapped out at Mania. Gunther says that, unlike himself, Jey is not a natural champion. He's surprised Jey hasn't spread the news yet with his big mouth and reveals Adam Pearce's information. The winner of Jey vs. Logan will face Gunther and inevitably hand the title over to him. Gunther hopes Jey wins because he would love to remind Jey where his place is. Jey says being here as world champion is his rightful place. He'll handle the YouTuber and beat Gunther again too. Yay.
Yay. Very interesting little caveat there with the Gunther title match on June the 9th, because it either means Gunther's getting the title back to keep his stat of 80% of his time in the company holding the title a thing and true and correct, or we're going to have Jey, because Logan Paul's not winning. We're not living in that world. I'm not even entertaining that idea, Maffew. Probably to my detriment, but I'm not entertaining the idea.
I don't think it's your detriment at all.
Or Jey's going to get another big win over Gunther. That's what I'm pitching, the one of two outcomes, because it's on a knife edge what might come true. What do you reckon?
I've thought about that, what the outcomes could be yourself, because there could be a calm and rational person if the bad thing happens. But Gunther's got his groove back. So, of course, the winner of LP versus Jey gets Gunther. I put LP wins because it's in his contract or something. Maybe if that does happen, Gunther kills Logan Paul.
Or Logan Paul kills Gunther.
No, that is the one outcome I haven't prepared for. And I'm fine with that. The Gunther declaring war on every YouTuber / commentator would be fantastic. He beats Pat, he beats Logan, he's going to chop a hole through Speed.
Yes.
That nice man who does the motorways and
The
road
motorways?
stuff. Yeah, he does the he says, hello, here's this road in Shrewsbury.
I've got
It's
no
not
idea.
finished yet. He's got such a normal YouTube name. I can't remember the bloody name of him. He's really good.
I've got no idea who you're talking about.
Here's the M1 and it's crap.
But I
Stuff
guess-
like that. Yeah, he gets killed. Alternatively, Gunther could just beat Jay. Or lose to Jay. Anything is good, apart from Gunther losing to Logan Paul, I guess.
Yeah, the Logan thing is obviously it's an issue. It's an issue that's been there with WWE in the modern day for a long time now. But it feels like it's being uber pushed now. It's just you're more important with your hits and the things you can do for the company outside the company rather than what you do in the company. Because I looked at his last 10 outings, Logan Paul in the wrestling ring.
Oh, yeah.
Maffew. In those 10 last outings he's had on TV, he didn't, or in wrestling capacities, I should say, he didn't win at the 25 Elimination Chamber. He dropped the US title to LA Knight. He lost a Money in the Bank qualifying triple threat match. He lost to Cody Rhodes at King of the Ring 2024, and he didn't win in the 2024's Elimination Chamber. That's all happened within the last 10 matches. And he's got a World Heavyweight Championship match. And I think that's nonsense. And I think Triple H should be better. Quite frankly. Quite frankly.
Nonetheless.
Indubitably. He should be better than this bollocks. And I know it's all, he's doing well on TikTok and that, and we've got to bring new audiences in. We've got enough, right? Let's gatekeep now. We've let the sheep in. Let's put the gate down.
Yeah.
And when the sheep die, we'll bring more sheep in.
Yeah, the sheep will not notice the dead sheep corpses everywhere.
No, they won't, because they'll start eating their own, and it'll be
That's
great.
what sheep do. Yeah.
Do they?
I've seen that video.
Those manipulative sheep. Sheep. Woo! Boy.
Meryl Streep ate her own.
But I just looking at because obviously, I don't know. We just got to accept that.
See, yeah, it's one of these things I accept, like Prime sponsorship or anything else
Yeah.
like that. I'm all right with it because I get where it's coming from. Doesn't bother me that much as long as they know the bloody place. And here is a good position for a guy like Logan Paul. Come in as a guy to make somebody else look good who's part of the full roster, main roster. That's why he has to lose. He has to lose. Don't do that thing with the glasses. Stop it. No.
Do you think Jey Uso can do 16 million impressions on Twitter or something?
Yeah, but they all sound like him. Well, he's yeeting everywhere. That's what they say on commentary every week. He comes.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was nice. I did see like Kenny Omega is things. I expect to see Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul headline WrestleMania one day, and I'm like, don't be ridiculous. A WrestleMania, you're an idiot.
I think
it's definitely going to headline a Saudi show.
I think he said a couple of years, and I was like, that's the only bit of the statement I disagree with. Give it 5, and it will be the rest of it. Because you look at the names who have been involved. I mean, this year's WrestleMania main event being one. The names who have been involved in big moments at these bigger PLEs, you know, and the stadium shows. They're creeping in more and more often. We need to gatekeep as wrestling fans.
Yes.
Keep the outsiders out.
Yeah, if you see a kid watching wrestling, push him into traffic.
I am joking, by the way.
I'm not.
I know that satire is lost.
We get a EO Sky vignette after their attack last week. Roxanne Perez and Julia don't deserve any respect. Nobody in the division can stop EO, and nobody will ever take the title from her. Ah, ha, 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 ha. It's just another video.
It's like a 2K career mode sort of script, and we'll get that later on as well. No, that was on NXT, sorry. NXT is the most egregious example with Jordan Grace and all her friends in the ring. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, there's a lack of thought being put in these things. It's very like just paint by numbers at the moment.
Yeah. You think you're going to beat me, but you're not. I am going to beat you.
Nobody will ever beat me. What will she say next week, Maffew?
More of the same, I reckon.
Probably, yeah.
Cole and Pat lead a tribute to Sabu. Yeah,
That's
very
it.
Nice. They did.
It was a nice little tribute, I thought.
It's good that they did, considering all the footage they have of him. Very lovingly done with the piano music, and Cole just going, God, he's done this, he's done that, he's done everything.
He referenced his pal Taz, which I thought was a right touch.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah,
nice
just a nice tribute to a guy that people would be familiar with.
Yeah, I didn't really think about Pat and Taz being still pals, but I imagine that bond would be hard to break. Cole and Taz, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Still being pals from all those years ago.
Yeah.
You can tell they were when they were doing commentary.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Because you'd have to be friends with someone talking that much rubbish to you for weeks on end.
It's just that bit where I think I saw it a few weeks ago. It might be on your Twitter, actually, where the lad comes to SmackDown dressed as Taz in the crowd, and Cole's just lost it. Taz is like, I don't get it.
Yeah, Tess is like, oh, that's nice. And they keep the camera on him. He's like, all right, what are we doing? Is he on the show? We put him over? This is a mini-series? Come on now. So, backstage, Jackie Redmond asked Ludwig Kaiser why he hasn't won a title yet. They're interrupted by a commotion off camera, which is that Bron Breakker has attacked Jay on his way back through the curtain. Bron leaves as road agents arrive to check on Jay, as do Zayn and Punk.
This looks like it's got the makings of a Happy Corbin storyline, but if you had access to a bath. Ludwig Kaiser, because the interview starts with Jackie basically going, well, you've done now for a while now, pal, so what are you going to do? And then the camera just leaves him before he has a chance to talk. It's like what Happy Corbin used to have done with him.
Yeah, they used to do this with, of all the teams I'm bringing up, a Lowdown, when they had Tiger Ali sing. They'd be like, oh, so you've arrived, that's great. And, oh my God, look, Jericho's attacking someone. And they did that twice on one episode of SmackDown. It was great. They stood there going, what? Can't believe we're getting overshadowed by anything else.
Did he come in with, because obviously the story is he came in with a lot of fanfare and then just didn't live up to it. Tiger Ali sing.
Yeah, I don't know why they really praised it. Like, oh my God, the son of Tiger Jeet Singh. It's like, right, that's great. And he's a legend in Japan, but it's like, we don't know who the bloody hell he is. Yeah, he was just rubbish.
Yeah. Great at the
kept him around for years.
Great at the 2001 Royal Rumble. That was his pièce de résistance.
Yeah, Drew Carey took his spot. That was Chaz or D'Lo's, whatever. And then, great. Yes, it'll just be like that, but with Ludwig Kaiser.
So it looks like as well Rollins told Braun to attack Jay, which is why Braun looked turned on at the thought of doing that. And he did do it because he has a dog that barks. Or whatever Pulp Fiction said. What film was it? Reservoir Dogs. Yes. I know films. Getting bullied into going to see one next week.
Oh, what you watching?
Oh, it's the new bloody...
Final Destination.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, of course.
I've been told yesterday I got the news. I was like, Ross. This is Kayla. She's like, we need to watch them all.
This is Kayla.
Yeah, she said, I do declare the decree of the North Twiddell household is that we must watch one film per day before next Monday to be in line with the new film coming out. So that's going to be a fun few days for Ross.
Are you watching all the Final Destinations?
One a day from now on, Maffew.
God,
There's a lot of them as
Guess
well.
what I'm going to when I get home today? Final Destination. When
Which
I get
one?
home tomorrow, one.
Oh, so it's not... Oh, fantastic, right.
Have you seen any of them?
I've seen bits. I've seen a kill count or two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quite
they're
fun.
good, them. Yeah.
Quite fun.
James A. Janice. Yes. Nice guy. Maybe, I don't know. Can't trust these YouTubers, can you?
No. They'll be on bloody Raw soon. But yeah, that's nice that you're doing that.
Yeah. I hope they're good. As I say, I've only seen a couple of the death scenes. Yeah.
I'm surprised that you haven't seen any of them in any point in your life.
I'm getting more and more into horror films because of her. She loves it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, forget. You're not a horror dude. She is, and now you are.
Yeah.
You're a horror couple.
Couple of horror dudes.
Yes.
Yes.
Like David Flair and Daphne.
I didn't realise David Flair actually went out with Stacey Keebler.
I thought people were joking all these years, and they said, no, really? Like,
How's he did that? God. Anyway.
I really like that -5-star match you had on Nitro. Where we at? Carlito and JD interfere in Finn Balor's match against AJ Styles, but AJ is able to survive. Penta comes out and beats down Carlito and JD on the outside. Back in the ring, AJ gets the win with a phenomenal forearm.
Dom was not out there with Finn. Maybe Dom does know ball in terms of what's going on with that manipulative shrew, Finn Balor. The match was fine. The two men slowed down and worked. Kid, nice change of pace for the modern day. I've written down in my notes as I try to sound cleverer than you without actually being so. AJ Styles works the leg and keeps on going for a calf crusher. Finn then misses a coup de grace with the hurt leg, which must have made it even more hurty. I've written down in my notes. Proving I'm not cleverer than you. Styles clash out of nowhere. Kick out. Finn hangs on. Penta does not care about Americano or Gable. He wants to take out the JD after what happened at the Backlash. He's sort of just not gone from... I know Americano was on tour in Mexico, but he's gone back to the JD, hasn't he, for a fight? Yes.
He certainly bloody has.
Yes.
I thought this was just okay the first 10 minutes because why do we care about this match? And why is AJ still doing these 15-minute plus matches? I love the dude. He's pulled in plenty of shifts in his time. I don't know why they keep on pushing him out there and go on. Cope has to have 40-minute matches every time he's bloody out there. You've got long hair. You're practically the same. Go do him. Bit cruel. I realize it's just because of the lack of stuff on the show to fill up the 3-hour time limit. Get him doing less. I did like the roll-up Styles clash, though.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Pretty fancy.
Yes.
Yes. It's hard to do a move like that out of nowhere. But yeah, the front forearm ended it 16 minutes 54. A slow cooker, to be sure, but I was just waiting for everything else to happen, and everything else did happen. And Cole wondered if Dom was still confused about time zones. Which was a nice little bit.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is here for a promo. She hasn't what? She hasn't the beaten woman on Saturday. She wasn't the beaten woman, I see. Lyra was taken to the hospital while Becky went back to her tour bus and basked in her own brilliance.
I had a nice hot shower, a shot of tequila, and a lovely square of Irish chocolate, is what she said.
We'd like to thank Jack for recording that and sending that in.
Thanks, Jack.
Becky made Lyra the best version of herself and gave her the best match of her career. The champ has never mattered more in her entire life than she does right now. Becky says she was out for a year because the fans asked her to. Her last title reign was greeted negatively, so she left. The fans carried her to the main event of WrestleMania, but as soon as she won, she wasn't relatable to the fans anymore.
Like John Cena, this, Maffew, like an abusive relationship, that sounds
I
like.
did see some people compare it to that.
Yes.
They can't recognize success and hate what they don't understand. When Becky was away, she realized she felt better because she was no longer trapped by the fans. So from now on, whatever the fans say about her is true. She absolutely is selfish, greedy, and cutthroat, and that's fine. All the women in the back are going to realize what it's like to be held down by the man.
Absolutely fantastic promo. The fire pulsating through that lady and out that lady via her mouth was fantastic. This is exactly the promo she should have cut after losing that match at Backlash like she did, after the roll-ups, the trading roll-ups, and then she just gets out-wrestled essentially by the young whippersnapper. It could not have been any better for me, this promo.
Yep. I totally agree with everything you just said. I said, hey, you know when I've been saying that? Becky's tone and delivery sound like she's been doing comedy promos. Well, this is complete opposite. Very different delivery and sounding and facial expressions, everything else like that. I think maybe as well, she was too over the top with like, ooh, I'm a heel, don't you know, Begora. And here she was like subdued, slow cooking, all the best meat.
If you squinted your eyes, you would have thought it was Sean Dyche because she has the orange hair and the gravelly voice this week. The very... Just like that. Just like Sean Dyche.
Just exactly like Sean Dyche.
Google SeanDyche if you don't know who Sean Dyche is.
Everyone knows. What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
She sounded much more serious, and more importantly, she received a lot of boos here. The issues being like, well, it's Becky. She's great. We like her. Yay. That's the issue with the Backlash match. Even if she's been a heel, people are like, I'm not going to boo Becky. Why would I do that? Oh, they're full of boos.
Yeah. I
like me on Saturday, full of boos.
I like there's a hint of realism as well, because there is a lot of legitimate criticism some are having of Becky at the moment. Becky Hogan, you see thrown around from time to time about the modern day Becky. My mouth's not moving with my brain. The brain's too quick for the mouth.
That evil sleep.
Bloody sleep.
Get out here.
And I'm going to stay up all night now and get myself back to what I was.
Exactly. Up the drugs.
Yes. Coffee. But this great promo. Big fan of what Becky's doing at the minute.
Yeah. Step in the right direction. We get a Rusev vignette. He doesn't want to do this. He'd rather go home and be rich. No, Rusev, we're recording you. Stop. Oh, okay, anyway. And action. But he can't leave until all of his brothers wake up. The fans don't care about the sacrifices wrestlers make. Akira Tozawa was cheered, and Rusev crushed him. But wrestlers still seek the crowd's approval. The fans mock Rusev by chanting his name. What? He wants to save his fellow wrestlers from falling into the abyss, and that comes via punishing them.
I think he hates baby faces. My main thought while watching this was, oh, wow, the Redeemer character in AEW was a lot better than what we've seen so far. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but, you know, the promos were made much more sense. And it made me think of Aleister Black, because Aleister Black buried the Riddler version of himself, whereas Miro has given birth to the Riddler of himself here, the Riddler version of himself here. I can talk words. Because it was...
He gave birth to the Riddler version, yes.
Yes, because it was, like, lots of words without really knowing what he was meaning. But I think he wants baby faces to stop pandering. What feud was it? Was it John Cena and Cody? Where he's just like, stop playing to them. You're letting them control you. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I liked this when I watched it, and I read it back. I'm like, that's crap, that. Wait, is that what he said? I was just like, I think I was just in my head going, yay, Rusev and a cool shot vignette. I'm like, wait, that's very similar to what Becky's just had. I think it's a better idea to have it follow that. But the fans don't care about you. They mock me when they chant the name. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to stop me cheering Rusev, though, beating up people.
Oh, yes.
Akira's deed.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Akira. In the GM's office, Sheamus shows Tozawa mad respect for signing up to Rusev last week. Sheamus talks to Pierce and wants a match against Grayson Waller next week. Pierce agrees. That sounds like a banger, lies Pierce. Who wants to see that?
It sounds like a squash. Hopefully the fact that Shamo appeared in the segment after Rusev's promo means we're building towards the two best friends in real life. We're not watching that. You know what? Rusev versus Sheamus down the line, which will hump. Or finger, depending on what you want to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've still got that video playing in my head. One of the finest 6 seconds of TV ever produced.
Have you seen it, Joel?
What's that?
Oh, please.
So I think Miro or Lana, one of the two, is on Instagram Live, and they're all like, let's watch the new episode of Total Divas that come out. And you just hear Sheamus, who's clearly had a pint in the background.
Who's not realising that, it may possibly not knowing he's on camera live.
We're not watching that.
No, we're not watching that. we just watched it. I'm not watching it. And Rusev's like, no. And then instantly he stops there. It's the most emotion you heard from Sheamus in years.
Are you still watching it, Ross? You were going through them again, weren't
I
you?
watched a few episodes last year, yeah. I've not really dipped back in, to be honest with you.
Fair enough, yeah.
It's when you know it's not real. That's when the magic just really goes away, you know. I legitimately, when I watched Total Divas for the first time in uni, I thought it was real. And then I got the episode with the Shoot Hurricane Ron and realised it's not real.
When the penny drops, I'm like, oh, God.
Hey, I thought your Jersey shorts, your Geordie shorts, I thought it was all real.
Yeah.
But it's not, is it? It's just a work. Everything's wrestling.
I know. Reality TV.
Next, they'll be telling me I'm a celebrity, get me out of here is not real. And that's when we will have a crisis on our hands. Christ.
In the main event, Rhea Ripley teams up with Io Sky to take on Roxanne Perez and Julia. Rhea forces a miscommunication between the heels and pins Julia with a riptide. She and Io celebrate, but Rhea stares at the belt. She gives Io a little pat on the bottom as she leaves, though, so they still seem okay with each other. I hope the other lads noticed the little bottom pat as well, otherwise I'm going to look really weird.
I didn't. Did you?
What bottom pat? What's he on about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Disgusting behaviour. We do apologise, Matt, for Cultaholic, for Jack's disgusting
Yeah, why is he looking
typing.
at their bottoms?
You see him put, make sure you say this in an Irish accent, Matthew. What? Not even Irish.
What?
Look at, you see
He
that.
didn't have to write that down about the French either.
It's
so
a bit
disappointing.
weird, this. I can't wait to come in next week dressed as Sailor and beat you up, Matt. He must have been 3 sheets to win when he wrote
about
this.
Diddy there? I can't. No, you can't think like that, for God's sake.
Oh, because he thinks
Jack.
I'm going to say it. Like, oh,
That's what it was
that's
last
it.
week.
That's it.
He was like Prince Andrew. What a rascal or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah,
what a
it
party
says-
animal.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to
Yeah,
me.
my favourite comedian is Bill Cosby. Oh, that's good. Very funny, Jack. Aye.
In the match, though, hell of a pop for the mother when she came out. What a pop it was for Rhea Ripley. I was in the middle of writing, this is going to be completely Ron Seal when the heels are on top. But it wasn't, because Rhea Ripley did not wait for the hot tag. She just got in that inside there herself and threw Roxanne out the other side. And then we say, let the bodies hit the floor, Maffew. Great stuff with the cross body from Gilly, caught by Rhea, kicked by Roxanne to the boat, to the back. Why have I written down boat? I've got no idea.
The best of all time.
That's Natalia, by God. Tope from Io to Roxanne, then followed by a drop kick from Gilly to Io out of nowhere. The way that was shot was great. It was like an advert on TV. You know what I mean? Just like an advert for Snickers and someone flies in at the end.
Oh, actually.
Well, that kind of vibe for me anyway. Clearly not for Maffew.
You're not the same until you've had a goff to the face. Oh, hell yeah. If they're selling that, I'm buying.
The lasses continue to have their working boots on as the Ron Seal enters the match with the heels beating down the mother for a while before a lovely hot tag from the mother to Io, which I thought was nice because, again, can you put too much stock in Twitter? Of course you can't, but a lot of people are going now, the booking for Rhea Ripley's too one-sided, but it wasn't in this match. She put all the shine for me on Io. Gilly whapped out the double underhook throw off the top as it looked like it could go either way towards the end of the match. Gilly then takes a massive beating for the finish from Rhea, even taking a crossbody from Roxanne, where it looked like Roxanne landed on Gilly's head. Julia's head, I should say, for people who don't skip, or do skip the NXT segment for the podcast.
Why would you?
I know, it's the best bit. So it looked like it landed. She landed on Julia's head, so I hope Julia's all right coming out the match. It would appear that she is. And yeah, they were given time. A good TV outing for all 4 lasses for me.
Yeah, I was surprised that this was going to be the main event, but then I was like, oh wait, Rhea Ripley's very over. That's why she gets one-sided booking, because she's really over. This is her brutality. And yeah, it was funny that Cole was getting Julia and Ripley mixed up at one point. No, beg your pardon, not Julia. Perez, I should say, and Ripley mixed up. And it's like, well, they are dressed very similar. And they were like this with the hair mesh, and you're like, uh-oh, okay.
Yeah, Roxanne looked like a miniature version of Ripley this week.
Right.
Yeah. A miniature, a little teeny
Like a
tiny
Russian
version.
doll. She could fit in her, so to speak. But yeah, there was a nice little tag match. Because you're like, oh yeah, they're really good, these.
Yeah,
It's
they are.
almost surprising that they're losing, but it's like, wait, no, it isn't.
Julia's best outing for a little while, because I've got to be honest, I'll say it again, I've not been fully... Cause obviously,
You've
Julia,
said this before, yeah.
She's arrived with a lot of hype, and for me, when you compare her to Stephanie Vaquer in NXT, one's been a lot more than impressive than the other, in my opinion. And I know there's been an injury in there.
All right.
But this match for me, I was like, oh yeah, I understand the assignment now, dear Maffew.
Yeah. I think I would have... Dear man. Thank you, dear Ross. I think I would have probably argued that toss to make the podcast sound more interesting, but at this point, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Good observation. Must be the Dharmas.
Yes, they're not Dharmas.
Sorry, the Mansons.
I don't know who they are. The Walter Cronkite. What's his name?
Yeah, Cronkite. It's good that, yeah.
Stroke again.
It's good that I even know who he is.
The 1960s.
You're going to put them off and go, JFK is dead.
I can't confirm.
Yeah, I could confirm. I had to shoot him twice, but I can't confirm. NXT.
Yes.
The NQCC opened the show. Miles Bourne talks about his upset win in the Battle Royal. He mentions his disability, but he doesn't want to be known as the Deaf Kid. At Battleground, he's fighting for everybody who wants to be judged on their ability, not their disability.
What a line.
There's the line.
What a line.
He's ready to shock the world and become NXT champion. Ethan Page interrupts and says Bourne is more pandering than Ricky Saints. He speaks slowly so Miles can read his lips. You can't beat Ober. Page challenges Bourne to put his title shot on the line. Charlie Dempsey encourages him to do so, and he does. Ava interrupts. She isn't sure about the match, but since Miles is so confident, she'll allow it to go ahead. By the way, Ober versus Charlie is up right next. So thank you, Ava. You contributed absolutely nothing to that segment.
Oh, no, she rubber stamped it, Maffew. It would not be happening without Ava. She is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Anyway, the NQCC, the subtext, Maffew. I don't know if you picked up on this with their attires. Charlie is in his wrestling gear. Miles comes out in a dress shirt and dress pants. The Jedi Master has been out-Jedi'd by the not Jedi Master. Because I'm not sure what they call.
So close. So got Padawan.
The Padawan.
Yeah.
Padme. Was Padme a Padamon?
No.
No? Why is she called Padme then? He's got
It's
nothing
her
to do.
name.
Yeah, but...
Padme.
Oh, it's a
Padme.
Padme.
Padawan.
One too many syllables. My
Damn
mistake.
it. I could have blacked anything then. I don't know why I just shut it down. Oh, because I needed Jack to be my wingman. My ex-wingman.
Yes, is that a star?
It is. See, that's what I mean. I can say anything now. So
Yeah, it's not a pod racer though. Don't you be touching them pod races. But the subtext, Maffew.
I'm listening.
He's in the main event now he's dressed to the nines, and then Charles is just in his wrestling gear. He's a mere pauper now compared to Miles. The subtext is off the screen.
Is it not just because he had a match next?
Potentially. But I like to
Great point.
But Miles is the hero we need at this time. He's legit. It's pure. It's raw. It's organic. I've written down the line about his ability and want to be judged by his ability and not his disability. What a line that was. I've written down F's sake when Ethan Page reacts to the Miles can't hear you chance with going, yes, I wish there was closed captions right now. Although that was good stuff from Ethan Page as well. And I like the jeopardy of thinking Ethan Page could take the shot off Miles, because you think it is probably a possibility, because Miles is not currently a main eventer. He will be, I think, but currently he's not.
He will. He's obviously get ready for that battle with Obi-Wan. Yeah, I thought this was very well done. NXT
Qui-Gon? Nope. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna say,
is he going to get a Qui-Gon win?
I was going to do
that it?
something like that. Yeah, whatever. Jar Jar blink and you'll miss it.
Nice.
That's how quick Ober's going to win.
There was a guy dressed up as Jar Jar at Rise Newcastle.
Why? Well, I know why. But...
It was with friends. It was with friends. One was Shrek. One was a mime. And then there was Jar Jar.
Jack was the mime, was he?
Yeah, isn't that right, Jack?
Yes, it was.
There's going to be complete silence because it's a mime.
He's going to be swinging when he comes in next week.
Ah, good. I mean, no, please don't hurt me. NXT is the place to have a guy with an impediment, like partial deafness, wrestle in front of the same place and same people for years to have the crowd get behind him. And it worked very well here. I will hear the announcer declare me the winner. Nailed it. Yeah, Ethan Page saying you're not going to beat Ober. Fans saying, so I can't hear you. And the crowd goes, we can't either. Yeah.
Really good crowd work from the legit fans who are not plants. We had this established for a couple of years now.
Yes,
they are real fans.
I've joked that it's very passionate as I've compared them to the Impact crowd from the mid-2000s.
There might be pots involved, but they're not plant pots. Plant pots. My God, words
know
are
what
hard
you
to do.
meant.
Yeah. I'm making a weed
They're
reference.
plant pot. They're pot plant plop. Plop, 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 plop. Oba Femi takes on Charlie Dempsey next. Charlie targets Oba's arm during the match, but it isn't enough to stop the ruler from picking up the win because he is the ruler. That's what the note says.
It's true.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I loved how because Charlie didn't know the match was coming up next. And I love the fact he sold the shock of the match saying, it's happening now with his mouth. He did. It was fantastic scenes.
He always looks like that.
Yes, during the match, though, Charlie, just like he's trying to regain his status as the leader of the NQCCs, he loses it week on week to Miles. He's locking his hands around Oba, but much like Miles, Oba overpowers Charles and throws him around. Massive big back body drop. It's just words. Oba, like a crocodile. Charles, like Steve Irwin, sat on his back. He even gets a shoot German on the crocodile, does Charles, who did better against Oba than any man we have seen since Tony D for my money. A one-armed deadlift alley-oop from Oba. I don't know what to call it, but that's what I've called it. An alley-oop with Charles cradle around his arm like a sloth, and then the sudden ending. The match is all it had to be. Oba looks unbeatable, still an unbeatable task for Miles, and Charles, try this on for size, is a wrestling croco sloth. For some reason, I've called them both a crocodile and a sloth, and I was clearly running out of things to say. But good match for both men. It achieved its objectives as I continue to struggle to say words, despite being the most well-rested I've been in about 15 years. What do you think of the match, Matthew?
I like this. Using tech to take down a big guy because you can't use power moves on Oba. It's like fantastic mixture of two different styles there.
Yeah.
It made sense, and I really enjoyed watching it. Just a dilemma. Like, well, how do you deal with... What?
Dilemma. Oh, Nelly. Oh, no matter what I do.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I had to have the whole rest of the medley playing out. No matter... Yeah, there is. It's good, that.
Oh,
this is not something I expect. Dilemma.
that was pitch perfect in my head.
You hear noises like that when I'm on the train tracks. Yeah, it was good. I can't add any more to that wonderful description you've given. Probably not, so I won't.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's good that you said that is probably the person who's giving him the business the most since Tony D.
Yeah.
I frowned, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Beating everybody else up.
Not many do, Matthew. Not many do.
Yeah.
That is the power of the ruler.
I did have a point, but got rid of it, so let's move on. It's going to be that good. Backstage, Thea Hale and Carmen Petrovic find Tatum Paxley trashing her dollhouse in a fit of rage. She rants about being left all alone because Shotzi and Gigi are being released. But don't say that. Tatum warns Carmen that Thea will leave her because that's all friends ever do in the end.
Yeah, kayfabe can go one of two ways, and kayfabe, the friends have left her instead of their friends being cut off by other means. They could have blamed aliens or something. It's NXT. Anything could have happened. My friends have been abducted.
Oh, Tony D inexplicably killed them.
Yeah, but she lost
Again.
she lost her husband as well in the releases. Easy for me to say again. What the hell's going on? In the releases, she lost her husband as well. Big Body Javi. He went as well, didn't he? Yeah, so she has lost everything. I think this will be the making of Tatum Paxley, though. I can't talk a word. Not a single sentence is coming out right.
You're like the ultimate warrior right now. But instead of running the ropes and doing all that gallant system, you have to sit, all right, talk for 5 hours.
But this could be the making of her. Because the gimmick that she portrayed on this week's show, I thought, could be main event level. When she gets to the eye of Thea Hale. The eye of the storm, some might say.
Yeah, they do sometimes say that.
You've had the same sleep as me, have you?
You're bringing me to your level, which is well deserved. Ricky Sates finds Ethan Page and wonders why he loves raining on people's parades. Ethan says he's going to win the championship and restore balance in NXT. Ricky will be playing second fiddle to him.
I have no notes to add because it was one of those promos where they say the things they say and you can't really take anything else than what they've said.
That's right.
Yes.
So we'll move on to something more exciting. Tony D is set to take on Wes Lee. Wes, Tyson Dupont, and Tarek Igwe are suddenly called the High Rise now.
The Council Flats.
Yeah, right? I don't associate that with anything like that, but the High.
It's because it's time for them to ascend to the top of NXT. They are the High Risers.
And Wes likes weed.
Yes.
We see a pre-recorded promo. They've been waiting long enough, but now it's time to ascend to the top of NXT. And as you very correctly point out, OTM said basically the same thing recently.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to say something. It's like, hi, we're here to be mid-card.
We have waited while not being booked, but it was our decision not to be booked, but now we're ready.
Yeah, we've reminded people we exist, so we're booked. Towards the end of the match, Stacks appears on the Tron and reveals that he's in front of Rizzo's safe house. This distracts Tony, who loses the match.
Tony D made that boy look like a bitch for the most part. Many impressive throws by Tazzy D. Because he was doing belly to bellies and that. It's really great, isn't it? Shame the cardiac kick into the power slam spot got messed up, but the ring general Tony turned it into a spear, so just about got away with it. Other than that, it was a pitch-perfect NXT TV match.
Did you like this? It sounds like you did. I know. I'm expressing astonishment, not deafness. I'll put not a good match here. Tony having such an awkward style. He wrestles like Karrion Kross, but he's half the size. So him attempting cool stuff like cardiac kick into a spear didn't really work for me.
I think it was meant to be like into a AA position, but he didn't quite get there. So
it was kind of like by the time he hit him, he was already down. It's like, I did that.
I thought it was an attempt at a save, a great save. Not quite David Seaman against Sheffield United FA Cup, but nearly.
All right. Can't think of any of it off the top of my head, so I'll move on. But yeah, it just didn't really work. It was Wesley trying to do his style and Tony D doing whatever style you want to call that.
Taz.
Yeah.
Without the submissions, but it's just lots of throws, isn't it?
Taz, but even more Italian. If such a thing were possible.
Just bare suplexes.
Yeah.
Means lots of suplexes.
Yes. Not a big, hairy one, I guess, but that'd be funny. Funny enough, we get another OTM vignette.
Just before that, though, Maffew, we have the reason why Wesley was like, I've paid him off last week. Because Stacks appears on the Tron. So Wesley has paid off Stacks to appear when he does. But we learn later in the show, but I thought I'd put it in here, Tony has put Riz in the same safe house that Stacks would put people in for Tony. Which from
That's
Tony...
just dumb, isn't it?
That's stupid from Tony D.
That's poor planning.
I know. He's no longer the overboss. Yeah.
Aha, I've hidden her in the first place you'd think to look.
Yeah, the place I've made you take many dead body Stacks, that's where I've put our friend.
Yeah.
Stupid Tony.
Yeah, Stacks is right.
Yeah.
It's like, you are crap, Tony.
You know what the D stands for?
What?
Dunce.
Oh.
Aye.
You broke my heart.
No. Not that D. No.
Once OTM get back in the ring, it's the end of every other tag team. Oh, God.
At the start of the promo, I was watching NXT on 1.5 this week. I was flying through. This new sleeping pattern has been wonderful. Really has. From the muddy roads, from the dirt and the pain, something about the storm and the rain. I thought that was a great line, even though I missed half of it. They had their struggles. Sink or swim. The entire tag team division is something or other. It's a hard reset for the lads. Well, Jada Park is what we're going through here.
Yeah.
But it's a bit weird because they're on about, we've been waiting again. Now we're ready.
It sounds like a great song you've just sung here.
Yeah, the dirt and the pain. Something about the storm and the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. TLC's coming to my mind. No scrubs. Maybe OTM, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they yell. They win a match, go, no scrubs.
Yeah, hanging out the best, the passenger side, the best friends ride, trying to holler at us. Me. Yes,
us. There's two of them. That's right.
Yes.
That's what they'll do. Stephanie Vacu comes out for a promo. She respects Jordan Grace and her journey to NXT, but Fallon Henley and JC Jane interrupt. Fallon tries to cut a promo on Steph, but JC gets salty about never winning the North American title. Jordan Grace arrives, but she isn't here to save the day. She's protecting her investment, which is the champ. Fatal Influence continues to bicker, but agree they deserve to be at the top of NXT. Steph and Jordan argue over who will win a Battleground. Grace says she'll take care of Fatal Influence tonight and make sure Steph gets the Battleground. This was pretty badly written.
Really badly written. It's one of those promos where if you've watched more than 1 week of NXT, you know that I know that sometimes professional wrestling heels can lie, and it's funny because they lie and it's clearly not true. Right. Dramatic irony because we know, but they don't know. Right. But this was just bollocks. They've not run NXT since Mandy Rose was there.
Right.
And that was a different life away. It was years away.
Yep.
God, it was such a long time. Where's Jasmine Nix, we're asking ourselves. I don't like the bickering and then friendliness. Ha ha ha, look at the two baby faces bickering while we're doing the same thing. It didn't work for me at all, this promo, from any of the four ladies. I mean, Steve's bit was fine, I guess.
Steve was probably the best.
Yeah.
And even then it was just like, hi, I'm here. It's me.
Yeah, but the Fatal Influence lasses were so poorly written here. Because I can't be arsed with another NXT tag team who clearly don't like each other and will not last the long time. Oh, but will they stay together, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that I uses as a crutch for far too many of their storylines right now.
Yeah, Waller and Theory. Who else is there? The Shagging Cousins, I guess we can throw in there as well.
Ripley and Io. Ooh, that's a nice bum, according to Jack.
Yeah, just Jack, though. No one else.
Yeah, no one else saw that.
No.
Pervert. Fractium, I guess. Did you say them?
They're not anymore, though, are they? They're best
that's what they
friends now.
want you to think, Ross. Backstage, an exhausted Charlie Dempsey wants to be at ringside for Miles' match. The rest of the NQCC decide he's in no state to be out there. Tavion and Ren take Charlie to the medical room while Bourne heads out alone.
God, I want Miles to win.
I'm born alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Miles Bourne. He walks for miles inside this bit of danger.
Oh, it's even better.
Yes.
But don't worry, don't get too excited because The Undertaker and Bubba Ray Dudley are backstage with LFG finalists Tyree May Stale and Xena Sterling.
Can I just say, Undertaker and Bully Ray are so manly. Because when the camera fades into their segment, they do this fist bump, and I'm sure there was an earthquake in Newcastle upon Tyne when they made that contact, when I was watching on Netflix several hours after the live show had taken place. That was so manly. My penis disappeared inside myself, Maffew. I don't know about you. Joel,
Well, my penis did, but it was to get away from the segment.
What happened to your penis when they did this fist bump?
I'm afraid I didn't watch it. Although I did feel it.
Yeah, you did
At
feel
a certain
the
point of the
earthquake.
day, I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, that must have been it.
Incredibly manly. So manly. They're pathetic, aren't they?
Really, two tryhards. So yeah, the podcast superstars are backstage. Bubba says only one of them will get an NXT contract, earning the right to compete in the back with the president. Izzy Damon Nikita Lyons interrupts and tries to intimidate the rookies.
So when were these two pals, eh? Why were they together? Just sauntering onto the screen. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, when you ask Bubba Ray Dudley, he watches NXT every week. He knows the names. Skrrr. Last Legend arrives too, along with Lola Vice. Various other wrestlers pop up in the background like whack-a-moles. Undertaker says the winner will definitely have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, so
He sounds as excited as I did then.
it was all about the current NXT locker room, whether they're friends or not, but now we've got Lola Vice and Lash Legend being pals when Lash had a perfectly fine pal, but now she's not there anymore. So we've got a cobble, not cobble pot, that's the guy from bloody Batman.
But cobble is a verb.
Yes, cobble them together.
That's right.
Just push
They're
them
a
together.
big shoe.
Yeah, big penguin.
A penguin shoe.
Oswald cobble pot them together.
I have been tempted to get the Feathers McGraw slippers that I keep on seeing advertised.
Why not? Live a little. It is summer
Sounds
as
way
well,
too
like-
exciting for a man like me now.
But it's all about the current lasses telling the new lasses that if they come here, they're not going to get the spot. This was so much like a cutscene from a 2K career mode. I could not believe it. So paint by numbers and unimaginative, and just the random pairings. The effort's gone. Where's Shawn Michaels? He must have been off this week.
He's never on. I was actually happy about this segment because it means that LFG is finally coming to an end. Hooray!
What, you've been watching, have you?
No!
It makes no difference to me whether it's on or not.
Yeah.
But who do you reckon's going to win? I've not watched a single second, but I'm going to back Xena Sterling because I think her
all right.
name resonates more inside the NXT shed.
Tyree May Steele, because that's a wrestling name.
I couldn't even tell you which one's which. I am a terrible man.
Yeah, God, I hope the Chiron's on when they win. A cameraman tries to interview Tony as he leaves the building, but Tony's in a hurry to get to Rizzo's safe house. He does bring the cameraman along too, which is convenient for us. Okay, wrestling's fake. Big
No,
deal.
it's document. It's like, when policemen have like cameras on them.
Yes.
If there's video footage in case something goes down.
Very sensible.
Yes.
Get the lawyers. Miles Bourne beats Ethan Page clean with a jackknife pinfall, keeping his title shot in the process. Wow.
I thought Miles was fantastic as a babyface in this match. Everything he did was pure Randy Orton. The leapfrog, the drop kick, the scoop slam, the stinger splashes. Everything was pure Randy Orton. I thought Ethan Page played his role in the match really well. He slowed things down at the right time in the match when Bourne was getting going. And then he would just do his little things and then sell... I call him Evan Bourne there. Miles Bourne's offense really well. Different Bournes, brothers apparently. Great guys, great family. Ethan Page did well in the match as well. A drop kick for the finish. I was thinking, whoa, what new world are we in here? But you might as well when you have a drop kick as beautiful as Miles Bourne's.
Yeah, well said. Wow, can you believe it? NXT's pushing a lovable underdog who has a bunch of cuddly yet silly friends with him. Wow, I wonder why that might work on NXT. As mind if any other stables have had, that were great a year ago and they got split up for no reason.
Nah,
not me neither, mate.
Try to forget the ones that rhyme with pace poo.
There you go.
I need to grow up. I'm 32 years of age, talk about wrestling. I said pace.
That's it, just end that. Yeah. That's the bit.
But I like the shoot nature of the finish as well, because that's showing Oba what can happen to his sorry arse.
Yeah, and how quick. It only takes 3 seconds and all that stuff. Yeah. Solid match that was based around getting people behind Miles, and it worked very successfully.
He's not going to win, though.
He hasn't got a hope.
He's going to get snapped in half.
But the crowd are going to believe that he can, and that's the important thing.
And he might get to go home to Stephanie Vaquer. If that rumour's true, I don't know. You know as much as I do.
Just spreading all the stuff. We see a Twitter promo from Evolve's Sean Legacy. He wants a match against Javon Evans. How do you mess with Javon on Twitter? He says what he thinks on there.
I did like how when it cut back to Javon, he was on the phone. I was like, surely that's not allowed this week of all weeks.
Yeah, we see Evans watch the video on his phone. Shante the Adonis tells Javon he's too big a star to worry about Evolve. Evans tells Ashante to concentrate on his pickup lines. The indie scene is full of dogs, and Sean Legacy is one of them. Ashante thinks that, honestly, he'd beat Javon at Legacy. Ricky Saints overhears this in the background. He suggests a match between Evans and Ashante, with the winner getting a shot at the title.
Aye, I like
Nice for him to jump in there and go, yeah, I like this, yeah.
I liked all this. I like Sean Legacy's the most NXT wrestler I've seen who hasn't, well, apart from last week's Battle Royal, appeared properly on NXT as far as I'm aware. Javon Evans with the phone out, him having to go at Ashante Diadonis, who was bringing back 2015 Baron Corbin. The gimmick of, the indies are full of bombs. I don't care about your Ring of Honors and all that sort of stuff. I like that gimmick as well. And yeah, Ricky Saints, who is an indie boy, defending his indie man. Yeah, so I really hope that Ashante can back up his words, because if he can't, my God, what a fool he'll look like, Maffew.
Oh, he'll look such a fool. What a dum-dum.
Just had to Google Sean Legacy's age, just because I'm sure he was like, you're the experienced one, Javon. I'm sure he said that at one point. I might just made that up.
Did he?
29 years of age, and Javon's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with more experience in wrestling, I guess.
Yes.
So, God. Yeah, it was weird looking at the results at Revolve this week, because, go read something when you're on the toilet, I guess. And, Gallus were on there.
Were they?
Yeah. So
the old pre-records,
Yeah. So it's like, we've not done that in a while.
Did they win?
They did not.
Oh.
I mean, that would have been weird if they had, I guess. But
Traditions of wrestling, Maffew.
right.
Putting the others over on your way out.
Exactly. Tony D approaches the safe house, but Stax ambushes him on the driveway and hits his knee with a crowbar. Tony tries to fight back, but Stax beats him down. At Battleground, he'll end the D'Angelo family forever.
Tony,
taking his balls.
He actually sells crowbar shots, which is incredible after what we've seen in the matches against Oba, the other car park brawl with the Dark State boys.
Yep.
He's actually selling them here. It's an interesting one. Stack saying he's studied the Don and knows every move he's going to make. How can Tony win? How? He can't.
Like how he always wins, kicking out of everything.
Probably, the match has been made for Battleground, but it appears to be a singles match at the time of recording, which seems like a bit of a misstep for two mobmen. When a lovely lady's well-being is on the line, potentially. Right. Yes.
So it's got a chance of going to a non-finish, and then, because they can't keep the intensity, and then they'll do a rematch, I guess. Yeah.
With all the bells and whistles, Maffew.
All the bells.
Best for the bells.
That's it.
Yes.
So we are close to getting an Italian street fight in an Italian cafe with Sailor Jack.
Jack will be happy.
With his laptop and his cock out. That's what we agreed, right? It's been a while. I forget what happens.
The thoughts of Maffew of Botchamania? Maffew of
Botchamania? No. Jack's actually got them written down here. Don't believe the jokes he's made.
What does it
say? Don't read this, you get. See? It's not very nice.
That's a shame.
Thea Hale almost beats Tatum Paxley with the Kimura, but Tatum gouges her eyes for the DQ. Yeah, she really did. Tatum goes back to the eyes after the bell, and various refs have to pull her away.
Pax gets the wrestling, I've written down here, with 2 commas, no less, after that wrestling. Her acting is spot on for the predicament she's been put in. The tears, the screaming in agony, but not at the hands of physicality, but at the pain of loneliness. I've written down in capitals, the tears don't fall, they crash around her. A nice big boot to the gut from Tatum in the middle of a flapjack thingy. Other big strikes happened. This is like watching Victoria on steroids. Jada Parker watches on from the backstage area for some reason. Oh, of course, Thea Hale got all up in her face last week. Flipping leg drop from Tatum. Got a good reaction from the Shed. She is a good worker, brother. We've known this for a while now. And now she has the gimmick, I think, to take her to a main event level. Brutal finish. She went for the eye. Big fan of Paxley before this match. I've just said that and I've read it out there. I've also written down Tatum Paxley versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 44 will be massive. Huge
nice
women's
prediction.
title feud.
Yeah.
You bookmark that, or whatever the kids do. Clip that.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
See if they do it. Knowing us, they'll just clip you saying, clip that. There you go, Ross. I did as you said. Yeah. This is a good step in the right direction for someone who has nothing going on because of what we've done to her. So if you're going to make her crazy and mad and stuff like that, okay. Turn something into nothing. Turning nothing from something.
Yes.
I said it wrong in a different way. Whatever. You know what? I hate both of you. Thea Hale and Tatum Paxi don't like you anymore. So I can't say a bloody word about you. But I like the fact that a simple eye rig was enough to end it.
Yeah.
They're going, no, stop doing that. No.
Yeah, it would hurt.
Like a cat attacking a couch.
A cat attacking a couch.
Yeah. You take your cat, stop doing something, they go, look at you, and go, all right, and immediately do it again.
You get yourself some sticky back plastic to put on the bottom quarter of your couch.
Of the cat.
Yeah. It's around the cat's legs.
Yeah.
Or arms. Depends what you count them as.
My cat, do what I want with it. Where we at? Jada Parker mocks Thea in the locker room. Client Jordan arrives to speak to Sol Rucker and Zarya. Jada leaves, saying she doesn't have time to hear them bitching and moaning, just like Thea. Kalani confronts Zarya about spearing her through the crowd barricade and suggests that she's jealous about Sol catching her earlier in the match. Zarya basically says, what are you on about? It was a wrestling match and I beat you. Kalani wants a rematch, and if she wins, she gets a title match against Sol at Battleground. Sol agrees. Zarya takes offense at the idea that she'll lose.
It's not the right week for me to criticise other people talking, but my goodness me, Mrs. Roboto came back this week with a vengeance. Zarya, what the hell was that last week spearing me through the barricade? You threatened? Or are you just jealous that Sol caught me? She's so... You can see the cogs whirling in her head that she's remembering the script word for word, and they need to let her just have bullet points. Yeah. If one lady needs a bullet point, it's Kalani Jordan. And then, it looks like Zarya still wants the North American title, which is a shock. It's a real shock.
Oh, can you believe it?
No.
But yeah, I like the idea of Kalani Jordan talking like Wallace.
But
it was just those bits at the end of the words.
It was the bit in the middle where she's like, you threatened? Pause. And then the next line. Yeah.
Wensleydale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great cheese.
Yeah, and this was a cheesy segment. Joe Hendry and Trick Willie have a contract signing in Ava's office. Trick says Joe took his big opportunity, so he's going to take Hendry's TNA title. Joe should have stayed in his comfort zone. And Joe says, I was never in CZW.
Hey!
Hendry says Trick has lost himself and become entitled. They start to argue, but Ava shuts it down because she's the most important person in every segment. Joe says TNA is hotter than it's been in years because of the work he's done as champ. Trick says he's bigger than TNA and NXT combined. He's Hollywood Trick. He's going to take Joe's fame, his title, and his brand. Joe thinks Trick's confidence is on the outside. Once he's lost to Joe, there'll be no route back to the NXT title for him. His star will come crashing down. That's an asteroid. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Well,
Those asteroids don't fall. They crash around me. The four best TNA champions we learn, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, LA Knight, and Bubba Ray Dudley.
God.
That made me laugh. I know why they did it, obviously, because that's the names who are affiliated with the company now, blah, 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 blah. Trick, I've said that. There was the Math of TNA. Hollywood Trick. Yeah, he's calling himself Hollywood Trick because he's the bad man now. Oh.
Yeah, and he's in a TV show.
Is he?
Yeah, the show clipped a few weeks ago.
What's he doing? Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember. He's showing the trailer for it now.
Fair enough. He says it anyway because he's bigger than both TNA and NXT put together. I like Joe's ending here, saying the Trick's at a crossroads because he's true. The NXT title road is closed down for the time being. This could potentially be the TNA road closing down as well. So he's got no titles left if he loses at Battleground.
Yeah.
Battleground. Have you any wool?
He's in All American.
Yeah, we know he's an American, mate. Oh, well.
He's in the season 7 finale of All American.
What's All American, Joel?
I don't know.
How dare you not know? You're our go-to guy for American TV shows.
Is this on the CW network by any chance?
I don't. Hey, you can watch it on ITVX.
Oh!
It's about a rising football player.
Which Trick was at one point in his life. That's why he became a wrestler, because he was so good at American football, all the worst footballers would pick on him.
Right.
Like a good Rudolph. Not a naff one.
A bad Rudolph is just a normal reindeer, I think.
It didn't.
That was a description. Sweet. I don't know. I was expecting more. Sorry, pal.
I don't know much about it.
Yeah. No, there wasn't much here. I thought Trick came across really well.
Yeah.
Joe, it's weird in these situations. He's got that calm demeanor about him if he's not like performing, so to speak. If you sat down, it's just like, I don't think you're going to win. It loses some of his aura, I think.
Oh, very interesting take.
Because he's just very mild-mannered and stuff. And obviously Trick's doing that, but he's obviously American, so he's like, I'm so good. Well, Joe's like, I disagree.
I guess it is quite hard to be looking larger than life against, like, when you're sat opposite someone like Trick Willie.
It's a good point.
Who just looking at me like, whoa! But then Joe's just there and like, I'm not saying just, but he's just got a blazer on, hasn't he? But Trick looks like Trick Willie, yeah.
Do you know Trick Williams has also got a TV show called Trickin' Ain't Easy that's written and directed by him?
That's
TV show?
That's got to be a YouTube.
I think it must be. It's on like IMDb and stuff. Trickin' Ain't Easy. It's about the life of Trick Williams outside of the ring.
TV series 2023, yeah.
Why have we not heard about this?
We're loading this up.
It
and
is
doing
Trick.
some more
Look at this.
Investigating.
It's got the Godfather in it. There's
it?
2 pimps, actually. 3 pimps. Is that Seth Rollins?
I thought it was Michael Hayes.
Go on, get that picture up on the podcast, please, Jill, just to see show people what I'm talking about. There's a Seth Rollins impersonator. There's 2 pimps. There's a lady and a man. Trick's in the middle there with 2 lovely ladies touching his thigh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a TV series. Oh.
Wow.
He is indeed Hollywood Trick.
Yeah.
Sorry for doubting you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Wow, what a party.
Is his real name Matrix?
No.
It's an Enter the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix? It is. Matrix Mondre Belton.
It only has 3 episodes.
That's on a TV series.
I don't know what it was on. Maybe
What's
it was
the,
a YouTube
the
thing.
synopsis? It's karaoke night. That we
Oh,
don't miss
no.
one.
Yeah. I was really liking the idea of this until I read the description.
Where all the drinks are free, which ties into next week's episode, by the way, because not only is Joe Hendry performing live with a song that hopefully he's written by himself this time and not one that was clearly written for him like the last time, but also Trick's doing a rap. We've got like John Cena versus Chris Jericho in 2025.
Oh, God, you're right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Joe will have all his charisma.
I want to know the story behind Timu Seth Rollins there. Look at him.
This guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He's side boy.
He looks like he's been photoshopped in.
West Side
He
boy.
wasn't there when they shot that.
And who are these 2 doing the old Eiffel Tower above the first pimp? There's 3 pimps.
Symbolism.
Sorry. I didn't see man in the golden suit there.
Studying this, like, it's a great picture. You can see Rembrandt really pulled in a shift on this one.
But I don't understand. A Big Willie production. What's going on? And this guy at the end, why is his torso so long compared to his legs? On the far left,
Whoa, yeah, God.
his arms are so small compared to his very long torso.
He is a long boy, rather like a certain duck.
Rest in peace, of course.
R.I.P., you a real one.
We'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
We most definitely will.
Or next week, I'm all like, oh, what's that show, Matthew? Like, what the hell are you talking about, Ross? I don't remember any of this from last
Try
week.
and find it, yeah. Tricking ain't easy.
Joe Hendry, I've said that.
It must be acting because they're all playing parts. Like, obviously, Trick plays Trick. Then Alexis Lette, she plays Chloe. John Fleming, he plays DJ Leprechaun.
Yeah, it's a full-on sitcom.
Get away. What?
It's a
Why is he
sitcom.
DJ Leprechaun?
DJ McNeil plays King D. Quantavious Wallace plays the judge.
Okay.
Roberto I. Consegura plays the fighter. Wow. Can't wait
Thank
to
you for
watch
that.
it. I hope it's like
And
Total
Bert
Divas.
Kreischer is not there, but I'm sure you'll laugh if you invite him on the show.
But his levels are fine. They've never been better. I did watch.
He's on a drip. He's like, I'm really healthy. He's on a drip whilst drinking vodka. I'm like, that's amazing to see.
Was it
someone
too
do
lazy
that.
to try the other one I was watching this week? But they
Yeah,
were like,
one
you
of
wouldn't-
them.
apparently they were doing a live 2 Bears 1 Cave, and he wouldn't have his blood pressure taken on stage in front of a live audience. But he's like, oh, my levels have never been better.
Like Braun Strowman refusing to get on the scale. Oh, that's so great. It's like, yeah, I've never been healthier. Rogan and Segura was saying like, oh, I'm sure that's instantly doing an impression of him. It's like watching him become a grape slowly.
I did see that with the documentary about this doctor. When it finally happens, will be amazing. It's just Dr. Nick or someone like that. I bet you're fine.
Yeah, thank you. Too lazy to try and all the other people do that. Hank and Tank sympathise with Josh Briggs in the locker room. JB wishes he didn't push Inamura away. Sean Spears interrupts to get in JB's head, but Briggs has no time for his wisdom. He does want a match against Spears, though.
JB confused me at the start of this one, Matthew. She's like, I just missed my best friend. I pushed him away. Inamura went to him last week. Was like, "Oh, my time's done here, pal. I'm gonna have to go back home now."
Yeah.
And he handed his jacket back, and that was it.
Yeah.
There's a
I don't know where
little
he's
bit
getting that
missing
from.
there for me, yeah. But I like the juxtaposition of, I know it was the dramatic irony of Spears' speech, thinking he's talking about Inamura, but he's not. He's talking about JB's old partner, BJ.
BJ. And then Spears interrupts and is like, ha 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 ha. And I put, go away, you boring bastard. in big capitals.
Maffew, that's just because you can't deal with the psychological turmoil he brings to the stage.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I can't even watch Final Destination with my eyes open. Never mind watch a Sean Spears promo.
But yeah, JB wants to clear his mind by beating up Spears next week. Excuse me. God almighty. Good God
Trick
almighty.
was right, talking ain't easy.
God.
Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors meet with Ava.
Not these two. Anyone but these two.
They want to put Chase U back on the map. Ava says they can have their debut tag match next week. Mr. Choice arrives, and Ava compliments his fit. It's serving. Ava reveals their opponents will be OTM. Uh-oh!
Yeah, I hope OTM kill these two lads.
Never liked OTM more than this.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to make a joke. Doesn't matter, Maffew. We'll carry on.
I also hated there was no pop for Andre when he appeared on screen.
That's because they're trying to subdue him for some reason.
I was going to ask, is your opinion of Andre gone downhill now?
Well, yeah, it's not so much him, because he still has the Kavorka, like when he's like, oh, what the F, guys? That's still the old Andre Chase. It's just the writing, Joel. The university was taken away, and now it's just come back for no reason, but not with the good people. With the bad people. I was going to make a very... Doesn't matter. We'll move on. We'll move on, Maffew.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's
In the
move
main
on the
event,
podcast.
Steph and Jordan take on Fatal Influence. Jordan protects Steph from the heels double team move and goes on to win the match. The two faces regard each other warily after the bell. Grace raises Steph's arm, but looks up at the belt too, which we see a lot of this week on TV, I realised.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Stephanie Vaquer continues to be the best in the world at the moment, in my opinion. Everything she does is so smooth. And to be fair to JCJ, and especially out of the two heels who were wrestling in this match, she kept up with Steve every step of the way. I really enjoyed Booker T accusing Jordan Grace of short-arming Steve when she was clearly being attacked by the heels and also owning a pair of really short arms, it turns out, when she's trying to reach over the top rope. That's not her fault. The heels had their moments, like the stereo dive to the outside of the moment where Jane kicked Grace in the middle of the standing suplex, which caused Fallon to give Grace a DDT, a nice little move there. The meet in the middle with Grace taking the bullet because she wants to save the champion for the match. That was a nice little moment there after the promo earlier on. Beast mode from Grace on Jane ends things suddenly. It was a fine main event for the show.
Yes. Do I have anything to contribute to that? Not really,
I
no.
should stop doing that, shouldn't I? I should read one point and go, what do you think, Maffew?
No, you've done great. If you say what I'm thinking, it's all right. If I have anything to contribute, that's like, shut up, Ross, that was a crap match. Now, Will. But, like, yeah, sometimes you get matches like this. NXT is very easy to recap sometimes. It's not, well, it shouldn't be. I mean, it used to be nuts.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, there was a really good tag match on the show. It was nice. The Juggernaut Driver did not hurt anybody this week. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's everything I wanted from this match and more.
Yes.
See, that's me saying it. Dull, isn't it? That's why I let Ross. Some of the beautiful thoughts, well said. Backstage, we see the aftermath of an Ethan Page attack on Ricky Saints to send us all home miserable.
It looks like Ricky Saints has hurt his shoulder, and I got this impression because he's holding his shirt and going, "Ah, God!" That was the clue for me.
That's purely speculation.
That gave it away. So, will the shoulder, of course, is the bit of the body you use to do the spear.
That's right.
So, will his spear now be impended? Impended? Yeah. No.
Impended?
What is wrong with me today?
Impounded. It'll be taken to the police station.
Will it be
You can impend something.
scuppered? What's the word I'm looking for?
Knackered.
Yeah, will it be not as good as it is normally?
Yeah.
What's the
Affected?
affected? Yeah.
It's been rubbished.
I know what you mean.
Impaired.
Impaired, yes.
Jesus Christ alive.
There's two of them.
I've not got a cold, Maffew, no.
Bless you. I think we'll have a little break there. Why don't you? Stretch our little legs. AEW Dynamite. In the opening match of the evening, the team of Will Ospreay and Hangman Page saw off Don Callis' family men, Josh Alexander and Takeshita, thanks to a sick hidden blade buckshot combo after 18 minutes and 33 seconds. In the closing stages of the match, Double or Nothing opponents Hangman and Ospreay almost hit each other a couple of times, with the tension built in those moments spilling over after the match as Takeshita attempts to get his heat back.
Indeed. Hangman was seen smiling when he didn't think the cameras were on him as the heels music started to play. Shocking scenes while a bit of jovial chit-chat was happening between himself and Ospreay. Probably the most shocking thing we've seen this week in wrestling.
I can't believe this. These turn of events happening between these. Yeah, it was actually very predictable, but that's not a problem. It's how it should be. It just feels a bit odd that they've done the tournament setups for a while and now it's having to build something else to the tournament finals.
Yeah.
It's like, it should just be, that's it, but adding more to it. But you know what? Okay, I'm not that bothered about the giant tournaments they do, so it does make sense.
I like the performance of both Hangman and Ospreay in this match. I like the performance of Callis as well when he's trying to paint Ospreay as a selfish arsehole when he's trying to tag himself in earlier in the match. And then by the end, he's saying, why isn't Ospreay just trying to injure his opponent this close to Double or Nothing? It's a tale as old as time. Willie and the Gash. Beauty and the Beast. I was going for he's cut on his forehead.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, go on.
Honestly,
go on, backpedal, Michael Cole.
Freudian slip on my part.
Yeah.
The heels spent the match slowing it down before Ospreay became unleashed towards the end. Nice pace to the match. Feel the rhythm. Feel the ride. For the first time ever, a Takeshita... What?
Bob's there. I was singing the song. Sorry, I thought we were going to join in.
For the first time ever, Takeshita hits a move not perfectly when he sort of gets a 3/4 blue thunder bomb. It still looked fine, but normally every single move is nailed to perfection, and this is the first time ever. Unbelievable scenes. Malfunction at the junction when Hangman has good intentions, I've written down. He's like, do a cool thing, and then I'll follow up with a buckshot lariat. But he tags blindly. And Will does not take kindly to that one. No, he does not. What are you doing, you bag?
I talk like this now.
Why are you turning around?
I'm in my 30s.
The almost hitting of each other's finishes on the other partner, especially the hidden blade that ended centimeters from Hangman's jaw. They looked cool AF, as did the finish, which was done so hardly it knocked off Josh Alexander's headgear, which is tied to his head.
That's good, that.
Good intensity after the bell, and I like how they work the old trope, which I don't like. Obviously, if the partner hits the partner by mistake, but then the second partner takes it as a shoot. But obviously, Ospreay would have thought it was Alexander, not Hangman, so he was in the right there. And I like the way they did that. I'm getting emotional talking about it.
You know the way they did that.
The Willie and the Gash. Yeah, good stuff here. Even if it's like the never-ending feud between Ospreay and Callis, it's just set up for the stuff we're going to get at the Double or Nothing, so I'm all right with it.
Yeah, it made sense because the war is against Dawn, but the battle happens at Double or Nothing.
It's inside.
Top Flight and Layla Gray are sick of MJF and tell the Hurt Syndicate, Dante and Darius, might be underdogs, but they're coming for the tag team titles later on tonight. The Sons of effing Texas are here to show just how strong the AW tag ranks are outside the champs at the moment, with Dustin putting over Top Flight before letting them know they'll be watching the tag title match.
I was thinking, surely, for the love of Pete and Tony, and Tony, and Taz, and Excalibur, and Will Ospreay and Takeshita, and other AEW wrestlers, the Sons of Texas can't be in the mix of a tag team title shot. We can't have this many tag team title shots where it's a Hurt Syndicate winning nothing else. Because we've already had too many. And the Sons of Texas might be one too many after Top Flight. And if the crew get involved, I don't even know what's the point anymore.
That's the thing, we'll get to it later on, but yeah. One-legged Zach Gowen, one-legged because Trev nicked his fake leg on Collision last week, is Valiant AF in a defeat to Zero Hair Follicled? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Zero Hair Follicled. Kind of says bald. Ricochet in a match that went 2 seconds over the 7-minute 20 mark. Trev lays on another attack after the bell, but Mark Briscoe is here to make the save.
I thought this was fantastic from start to finish. I like this. I like the appearances that Gown because it goes back to the first couple of years of Dynamite where we did see these one-off appearances by people who you wouldn't expect to be in AEW. Anything can happen in the AEW, World Wrestling Federation, or something like that. So I like the fact it was on, and I thought the heel bollocks from Trevor was on point all the way through, and he goes for the figure 4 leg lock, but there's not a second leg there to lock it on, and he hams it up. That was fantastic. The pace at which Zach can move around the ring on all threes is incredible. on all thing. I sound like a dick saying that, but you know what I mean there. He was going around that ring like
He
a
knows
bloody-
his role.
like a three-legged cat, so he was. It was incredible. I thought both performances, both in terms of Zach being valiant and Trevor just being a dick, but also selling like a chicken poo heel would do. I thought they both nailed the assignment, so they did.
Yeah, similar to Rhino showing up to lose to Christian Cage's son.
Nick.
Christian Cage's son, that's right. And it makes sense here. I was a bit perturbed by why Zach Gowen would be here twice. I'm like, oh, wait, man, like, okay.
He's got to get his leg back.
Let's go get his leg back. It's like, okay, that's a good point, I guess, but it's only just because they, on SmackDown, they really did the bit with a fan's leg. And then we'll get Zach Gowen a week afterwards. You're like, hey, hang on, have you just booked this because you saw that and went, bastard, we need to do that.
It can't be.
But
Surely it's just to further
You
Trevor
wait.
being an arsehole.
you wait for years for someone to rip someone's leg off and use it as a weapon, and both companies use it within the space of 2 weeks. It's like, come on now. However, it is being used to further Ricochet as a dick, and what a dick he was.
Yeah.
If you drew a line down his head, he'd be an actual dick. And it is building up to Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. So more of that. And that's good. That's the good bull versus the bad bull, as they say.
I hope it's some kind of hardcore affair which makes Trevor run away, or try to run away, like a chicken heel would do.
Yep.
Against the chicken farmer. Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
Very good, yeah.
Maybe we'll try and behead him. That was actually on my Instagram reels this week, and it was such a shame to see. It was just a dad and his daughter, the dad being a farmer, and he's just like, well, it's time for you to see how we do this now, daughter. And it's a guillotine where it's built into a fence, and he just dangles the chicken, live chicken by its legs, and just goes...
Wait, a fence? Does it like just, hey chicken, come and look at this. What? Yeah, like Jamie Oliver that one time. He said, all right, girls, do you want turkey for Christmas? Yeah, we do, Dad.
Oh, he's in a nightclub. All right, girls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are actual children. Don't be weird. Oh, okay. That's great. I'll go show you where they come from and see if you still want it. And yeah, on TV, like, here's how it's killed.
He wasn't naked while he was doing, was he?
I don't think you'd want to be naked when you
I was
got
gonna
the
say.
big chopper around.
Danger. Well, two of them, yeah.
And yeah, just killed these turkeys on TV, and it was broadcast, and said, look, do you still want to eat it? And the kids were like, well, we wish we didn't have to see that, but yeah, we'll still eat it, knowing where it comes from. And a lot of people complained about that, but I thought that's a really good thing to show to people. Like, look, you don't have to be vegetarian, but just so you know, it's not a magical, weird construct. Here's where animals come, here's where your lunch comes from.
Yeah, the choice is there if you want it.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't taste
The
lovely.
kids were 3.
Were they?
No.
Just crying. Traumatized with Oliver's just dumping the blood of the carcass on their heads.
This is where more ketchup comes from as well.
And Jeff tells Renee that he does not like variables. That's why he must be part of the Hurt Syndicate. With Bobby, Shelton, and Montel behind him, Max will inevitably get back to that fabled Triple B. MVP is here to let MJF know that he must join the Syndicate in the ring after their upcoming match. Sounds a bit ominous, but...
These wrestlers knew exactly what was going to happen before they went out there, it looks like, Maffew.
What?
I cannot believe it.
That's disgraceful. In a result very few saw coming, the Hurt Syndicate defeat Top Flight in a match that went 4 seconds short of the 4-minute 30 mark.
That's 4 minutes 26 to you and I.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing with you. After the match, the Sons of Texas are here to stop that assault on Top Flight that started during the finish of the match. Pick on somebody your own size. Because everything's bigger in Texas, yeah. Dustin Rhodes tells Bobby and Shelton. Dustin makes it clear that the Sons of Texas want the AEW Tag Team titles, but they're cut off by Crew. Crew make it known that they want a title match as well for some reason because they're peacocked by Dustin. Sammy. MVP says, turns the page, Sons and Crew should face off on Collision with the winner getting a tag title shot at Double or Nothing. Okay. I realised, obviously way too late, it was like, oh, this is why we're dragging the MJF and Hurt Syndicate stuff out. To disguise the fact that there's sod all respectable tag teams now in AEW. What with the Young Bucks beefing in the main event scene, the Death Riders not bothering,
FTR
are they're going to fight Tony and Nigel at Double or Nothing. And then it's like, oh, that's it, isn't it?
I mean, the Outrunners have been there and done it.
Outrunners had their shot, lost, and it was the wrong time to be wrestling for the tag team titles there because they looked well out their place against the Hurt Syndicate, bless them.
That's the best option. If with the right build, that would have been the right team, or maybe at the right time, like the underdog victory. But right now, I mean, the match itself, I wasn't bothered about when it took to the ring because you know what exactly was going to happen. It was Ronseal. The faces showed a couple of moments of fire before the Hurt Syndicate just overpower them. Before Shelton whaps out his massive knees. My goodness his knees are so big. Mm-hmm. Out of respect, the Hurt Syndicate aren't going to hurt Dustin because of his father and all that kind of malarkey. Mm-hmm. The crew get less than a negative pop. I've never heard music so clear on a wrestling show before, live on TV. But then the crowd start chatting, shut the F up, and I don't know whether that was heat or just like, oh, God, what we're doing here. I couldn't work it out. I assume it's the latter. I simply can't wait for the Sons of Texas versus Crew to find out who faces the Hurt Syndicate. I know they've got to do the tag team stuff, but it feels like maybe we should just reset the entire division when we've got like more than one tag team who could feasibly hold the belts.
Yeah.
And it is a shame to say because there was a fair few good tag teams up and down the airs. I mean, imagine if your Lucha Bros were still there. Right. But they're not.
No. Yeah, very weird that they be given this much attention, but I think it's good for them if they've got no other tag teams then to have such a storyline like MJF and drag it out because I've been sick of it. I'm like, but they do look cool every week, so I'll give them that. It is just funny to go in, right, the number one contenders are Crew or the Sons of Texas. I'm like, when was the last time the Sons of Texas were on Dynamite?
I've got no idea, Matthew.
Yeah. Well, who was president at the time?
I was surprised when I saw Sammy Guevara because obviously he's wearing that lovely suit. And when Sammy ever worn a lovely suit like that? Never. Pale blue, I think it was. Sky blue. Not the wrestler.
Yeah, he was wearing a wrestler. But yeah, it was like, okay, this division's poo. Okay, great. Okay, cool. I was also worried, like, wait, is that the end of Top Flight then? Because it was such a one-sided beatdown. I'm like, are they done?
I mean, they got thwacked by MJF last week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, God, they got beat up last week. This happened. I'm like, Hercules versus Sid wasn't this one-sided. Anyway, and after the break, we're back in the ring with MJF set to face his Day of Reckoning. Oh, that was a good game. He's going to get what's coming to him. It's not looking good. Shelton Benjamin has to go backstage to get Max because he's too scared to come out by himself. Oh, a crazy-eyed Tony Khan who must have the vision of an owl in the dark with those dinner plate-sized things.
Did you see him? I couldn't believe my eyes.
All right, Javon Evans.
He's here! It was incredible. His night vision must be like just having a camera in your head at all times.
And Shelton, though, MJF is hiding behind the go position table. After being dragged to the ring, the Hurt Syndicate votes. It's a yes from MVP, yes from Shelton Benjamin. And when Shelton looked like he was ready to nail a super kick on Max, it's a thumbs up from Bobby Lashley as well. MJF is in the Hurt Syndicate with official contract signing next week.
MJF was sensational in this segment, I thought. The fact he was scared to come out on his own was great. His looking worried was great. His clowning around after he won, after he got the yes was great when he like leaping on Bobby Lashley. Like he just scored a goal at Wembley. Great scenes. Obviously, he's saying earlier tonight, MJF, that they're going to fall in line behind him as he gets his Triple B back. I'm sure it won't work like that, but it might do. But it won't do. I'm sure Bobby won't like that. So yeah, I'm enjoying this as it's going on. I'm glad we finally got the answer. One more week of that would have been a piss take, quite frankly. So I'm glad that whatever MJ... Wait, he hurt people, didn't he? That's why Bobby's saying yes. He hurt the Top Flight last week. The Top Flight. The Batman.
Yeah, that's why they were so bad this week, Top Flight. They're still recovering from that beatdown from last week.
Exactly.
That's right. If it wasn't for MJF, they wouldn't be able to beat Top Flight.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've not been keen on these because I'm like, what's the bloody point of this? I don't care. If this is the one thing this week that went, all right, you know what? I want to see what happens next week. They won me over with this. Yeah, so good for them.
The stuff between Bobby and MJF will be good. It already has been quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
More than quite enjoyable. Lovely, in fact.
Oh, I'm glad you've been enjoying it.
There's a car and there's a watch involved. Great.
Yeah, sex.
Oh, with the lovely ladies.
Implied sex. The best kind of sex, apparently. I think the only been negative has just been the tag team division being down and also MJF's amazing tan. Bloody hell, mate. In a four-way title eliminator, Mina Shirakawa gets a shoot roll-up win on Timeless Toni Storm in a bout with also features Azumi and a returning Sky Blue. Oh, the match was a very satisfying 12-12, by the way.
I can't leave out the time.
This result means Mina and her old theme that was brought back at the end of the match will face Tony in a proper title match at Double or Nothing. After Bell, Monet is here to attack Azumi on the ramp because Azumi took the New Japan Strong Women's title last week. Before that, 70s gal, Jamie Hayter, attacks Monet before getting away in the Mystery Machine. And yes, so the new theme was disliked that much that it did not last the segment it debuted.
It was rotten. And fair play to Tony Khan for taking to Twitter and going, no, it's gone, don't worry. And then by the matches end, it was there. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mikey Ruckus and what he produces. I assume this is one of his numbers as well because he is the AEW music man. He comes from down their way. What can he play? What can he play? What can he play? Everything. He does it all. But this was proper Def Rebel levels of naff. It was like Zelina Vega's theme on SmackDown, just how quiet it was at the start. And it doesn't match when, obviously, Mina's going, way with her moves of dancing nature. Azumi took the title from Mercedes Moné, but did not beat Mercedes Moné. It was a multi-lady match, you see. Yes, so she got the fall on somebody else. And Sky Blue's been away for 10 months, according to the commentators, which I could not believe with my own ears. But I did, because they don't lie to us, these AEW commentators. It's such a shame. Such a shame. It's Huel, you know, Maffew.
Is it?
I had a Huel for lunch today.
Bless you. How are you feeling?
Repeating on me now. You know. Anyway, fair play to Sky Blue for going off the top to the floor after 10 months away with a knackered leg, a move that would also knacker your leg. This was total non-stop action all the way through, I've written down. No one was really on top as everyone just continuously hit moves on everybody else. A really good match, and Mina is the right winner because of the history between herself and Mariah May and Toni Storm. I know Mariah May is not there at the moment, but she might stay. I don't think she will stay, but she might come back, and if she does, that will be for the betterment of that story. So her being the winner is the right thing, and then it looks like Mercedes will get another shot at Azumi maybe after she's done with Jamie Hayter to try and get her 4th belt back. That was good, really good TV match, I thought, again. Yeah,
just non-stop action, and almost as good as the match they had last week at that cool theatre thing.
Theatre, yes.
Yes, the theatre.
The theatre.
Yes. Yeah, very nice. I have no other thoughts. It's a bitch when it's just a nice, good match.
I'm going to let you say your thoughts on the next match first, because it's happened too much this week.
No. This is fine.
No, I do insist.
No.
I do insist.
Okay. Oh, yeah, before we get to that, just to change all the gears, Taz has some lovely, heartfelt words for his pal Sabu. And let me tell you, it's like when you used to look at Taz and going, Taz. And, you know, earlier at the show, someone brought a big little sign, almost the same size as Taz, bless him, of the little drawing that how he appears in Watchmania, and he's there all posing next to a hee-hee. And then for him to start greeting about Sabu passing away, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It really gets you, especially when he's like, the things he's saying, like, he always bought it was intense, it was this and that, we brought the best of each other and blah, blah, blah. And him and Sabu didn't get along necessarily. You know, it's like sports people on teams where, like, you know, they would bring out the best of each other in the ring and stuff like that, but they weren't like friends at all because Taz loves being miserable and Sabu just also loves being miserable, but in a different kind of way. So it's kind of knowing that and the stuff they've said about each other over the years, to see them, just to see Taz like that being emotional, it really got me.
Yeah, I saw the video that Taz put out the day Sabu passed away, and he's like, he didn't have to put me over. It was all about him, the match, but he let Taz do a few moves, and that probably set Taz's career off. I saw a lot of people going like, oh, that's his wrestling soulmate, and it probably is, isn't it? If that's the sort of thing.
For Taz, I wouldn't have...
The Kevin Owens to his Sami Zayn.
Right, yeah. I mean... Wow, yeah, you don't have to think about that. If he did have one.
He's up there in the conversation, at least.
Yeah. Maybe. But it's weird, isn't it? Obviously, I have to give respect to someone. It's like, oh, God, there's times I would have pushed you out of a building. But, oh, mate, I'm really sorry to hear that. Anyway.
Like you and Jack, really, in many respects.
Oh, absolutely. You know. Can't believe he's dead. I won't get to kill him now. Says Jack about Maffew.
Oh, yes.
MJF tells us he's won the lottery as he's joined the Hurt Syndicate. MVP seems pleased. MJF makes it known that he wants his lawyer, Mark Sterling. Smart Mark Sterling. The look at his Hurt Syndicate contract before he signs, like any normal human would do before putting pen to paper. MVP does not seem pleased about this.
In the words of Diamond Dallas Page, tension! There's tension between the two of them, Maffew.
wait a minute. Of all the gimmicks you could have said. I remember Sergeant DDP, right?
I might have been doing a bit of that this week as well, whapping the old DVDs off. That was me blowing the dust off them, everybody at home. DDPY. Tension.
Nice.
And there's also tension now between MVP and MJF because of contracts.
Inhale. He has such a great voice when he's doing that. Probably because he's putting his back out doing it. But it's just like, you know.
You're joking. He can do it.
I know. Who am I? He's like, yeah, yo, look at the people behind me. They look like normal people. And it's like supermodels. You're like, shut up, DDP.
This week I tried I don't know what they call it, but the highest level on the DVD.
All right,
I was like, let's watch one and see what it's about. He does a handstand on his forearms with his back arched like that, like a cat backwards.
I've seen that one.
It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. He's like 60 at the time or something like that.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
It's funny he says, like, back in the day he was doing yoga and all the big American wrestlers, look at silly DDP.
When he has all his ice packs on him.
Yeah. And now everyone does yoga. And it's like, that's how wrestlers are, you know. AJ Styles pushing 50 and go to the 10. Crazy.
Supple. But yeah, I'm on MJF's side here with this one. You got to read a contract before you put pen to paper.
Yeah.
MVP's just being a silly man.
Yeah.
Yes, a silly businessman.
What's that crazy story about Stevie Richards? He says that when Paul Heyman offered him his last contract, he said he took Stevie into a room that had a light that didn't quite work. All right. And he says, sign. And he said, wait a minute, let me have a look at this. And it said, like, I, Stevie, will work for blank days and blank amount of money. And Stevie says, wait, what? The numbers aren't put in. He goes, yeah, I'll put them in later. He goes, whoa. Wait a minute, I could sign this, Paul, and you could write, we'll work for zero money for 999 years. Yeah. And he's like, no, I won't do that. He goes, I would be insane to sign this.
I'm just thinking about that promo that Paul did last week on Raw now. I'm always the victim.
And
always the villain, sorry, not the victim.
Yeah.
The other way around.
It's so great when, like, I think Cont's got that video. I've already said this before, but it really amuses me. Cont's like, I asked Paul like a while ago about, like, you know, this, and he was really shocked and offended that people would think of him as someone who lied and was not trustworthy.
Not even Mike Ashley would do that with a contract. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, everyone's like, you know that you're dodgy is out. You know that's your rep. He's like, I can't believe that. Everyone's got a Paul Heyman story to work with you about dodginess. So, Nigel McGuinness is here to address the FTR situation. He apologizes to Tony Schiavone for getting physical because, like Tony, he's just an announcer these days. Nigel wants to see Daniel Garcia in the ring because he owes him an apology too. Dan doesn't want to hear any of it, and he's glad Nigel stood up for himself. Stoke is here and asks Nigel what his problem is. Nigel says, men put their hands on me, I'll put my hands on men. Stoke wants Nigel and Dan to face FTR. But Nigel's wary because he barely knows Dan, so knows the more seasoned tag team will kill them. Dan doesn't care about this and says Nigel has been overcoming odds his entire career and wants the match alongside him. I'm really liking this. I think it's all serious. Then Stoke laughs, saying Nigel can't beat FTR. He can barely beat Hep. FTR, Pooh House, the main faces. But
That's not what that stands for.
PH? Oh, Pearl Harbor. There's a bit of contact. 10 years' time. Why did I yell, oh, Pearl Harbor? Oh, all right. Yeah, Pooh House, that's not an expression either.
They were being Pooh Houses at the time.
I was trying to think Pie Face. Pooh Face, that's not right. Pooh House. Pooh Hausen. That's the version of Danhausen that sells T-shirts out of his car. They Pearl Harbor the Babyfaces, but Daddy Magic is here to save the day, crowbar in hand. So Devon Storm also making an appearance. They're all here. Okay, getting into it. The FTR are getting booed. I thought, honestly, there's no way FTR are going to turn heel and get booed, especially with Stoke. He's so funny. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Threatening to kill Tony and remind everyone that Nigel's got a Hep. It's like, okay, I'm into this. I'm not sure it does much for Garcia.
Yeah, well...
Like, as usual, I think it's a very bloody angle he's been involved in the past 2 years, but...
Yeah, he's a bit of a... I'm not going to say the spare prick at the wedding, so to speak, but he is a little bit that vibe in this feud, like just he's sort of been shoehorned in there to be the wrestler alongside the commentator.
Right, he's the lemon-flavoured fruit pastel.
Yes. While
He's
the rest
there,
of
but
us,
no one's going from first.
Yeah, we're going for the red ones.
I think every other flavour is tied for first, and
I used to really
lemon's number 2.
The black ones back in the day. Are they black or like purplish? Whatever colour they are. Joel, help me.
I think they're dark purple.
Dark,
right?
dark purple.
Yeah.
They are lovely.
You make me really think about sweets I haven't eaten in ages. Yeah, but would you do that? Because, like, I would have, like, I'd open them up. You know, like, obviously you're supposed to have them one by one, but I would open it up like I'm doing a autopsy and go, all right, Here you go. Do you want the 11 ones? Just give them straight away to somebody else. A friend, a family member, a dog, anybody. Like,
I think part of the charm is the excitement of revealing the next one, is it not?
Yeah, but then you go,
roulette,
it's
you
like
don't know
Russian
what you
roulette.
get.
Be like, oh, lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah. Weird kid yelling at sweet. And look at me now. Nothing's changed. In the main event of the evening, Samoa Joe comes up short against AEW briefcase wanker Jon Moxley in a steel cage match thanks to an assist from a Newcastle United hoodie-wearing coolest white boy in the game. Pac? No, Gabriel Kidd. Claudio and the great Yuta of Death Riders fame do head out for the ringside area during the match, but are dealt with by the Powerhouse and Willow. That doesn't work at all, does it?
That was Willow Nightingale. And just in case you count long ago, don't you worry, I didn't forget. 14 minutes and 57 seconds.
Yay!
Nice change of pace I was writing at the start of this match for a Mox stipulation bout. But as he and Joe just have a straight... Yes. I was reading out my notes verbatim. What was that sudden laugh?
I just tried not to laugh uncontrollably because you sounded funny.
Because he and Joe are having a straight up wrestling match, battering each other in the process, but without the use of blood for the large chunk at the start, which I wrote down. Same old poo with the Death Riders coming out, I was writing down, but at least they were answered straight away by Hobbs and Willow, which was nice. The bump that Yuta was forced to take through the table was very satisfying because he disappeared out of sight. You go, Maffew, because I'm choking on
Bloody hell, yeah, don't die. Yeah, I like the idea of like, okay, Moxie is in the cage with Samoa Joe, so for the first half of the match it was, all right, cool, what are you going to do? And obviously Mox is like, aha, even though I interfere and do all this stuff with forks, I can also do the proper wrestling. But Joe's like, shut up, bitch. And we come back from break and Moxie's bleeding. Who'd have thunk it? But I just very cynically was like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait and see the end. This is what this match is about. It's what cage matches are nowadays. They haven't been proper cage matches, since Tony Blair was in office. There was an excuse for more angle shenanigans or, more importantly, someone to jump off the cage. Of course, Death Riders are going to show up and try and interfere. And then they do the thing where, don't worry, we've tricked you. The Death Riders aren't interfering. It's Pac's replacement. Or whatever. We still haven't got any confirmation from Gabriel Kidd why he was wearing a Newcastle United hoodie.
Yeah, I have asked, but he's not replied yet. He must be in bed. Yeah, you.
What do you reckon he does? Do you think he's a... Or do you think he's a... me type of snorer?
All the above.
Yeah, there's all of them. He's greedy.
Followed by a... Yeah!
In his sleep.
In the game.
He's one of those guys who probably wins his fights that he has in his sleep. He's that strong.
But I think the reason for him being there is because the Bucks were recently in Japan. So I think they've gone, ha-ha, heel friend. You come and be our friend as we try to ingratiate ourselves a bit more towards those deathly riders. If you help them.
That storyline that I don't give a damn about. Thanks for reminding me.
Exactly, Maffew. But I think that's the rationale for it being Gabriel Kidd. I did see a lot of people go, it was a good moment, but it doesn't quite make sense. So I was trying to make sense of it for myself in my own head. Yeah. For my own sake.
A lot of Young Buck stuff could be traced back to, do you watch New Japan? And it's like, well, no. Can you help me out here? But I guess not. There were issues that people had online about, and I always forget this, and I think everyone else does. Oh, they're going for a rope break in a cage match.
That's fine. It's all about escaping the cage.
Yeah. But again, it just forces a break. And people go, it's no DQ. It's like, yeah, but you don't get DQ'd for not, right? Yeah. That's the thing, though, isn't it? If the referee says...
still tap out, can't you?
Yeah. But I mean, if you did not release the rope break, are you going to get DQ'd?
Oh.
In a cage. And I guess... Yeah, and I guess, like, okay, we're overcomplicating things here with these rules. But we'll move on. And this delivered what I thought I was going to get, which is Joe versus Mox in a... Oh, wait, is this pay-per-view? No? All right, well, Joe's definitely not winning then. So we got what we wanted. We got blood, we got action, and then we got a dodgy Geordie, I guess.
Dodgy Geordie.
Whatever Gabe Kidd's new gimmick is.
He's changed the meaning of war dogs in New Japan.
Ah, beautiful.
Our
That's
dogs.
it. That's the bit.
But there's a bit more, isn't there, Matthew?
There sadly is. The cage is raised, and the Young Bucks head for the ring. This brings out Kenny Omega, who does his best to beat down the heels, but one gut shot from Okada sees the heels get back on top because he had surgery and all that stuff. Okada is then brawled the back by Speedball Mike Bailey, while Matthew Jackson sees the cage lowered again, so the assorted collection of heels can beat down Joe and Kenny. Swerve comes down and climbs the top of the cage, do a proper cool splash on the gaggle of bad guys. I think he hit one of them on the way down. Matthew now poos his pants. Matthew Jackson now poos his pants with Swerve towering over him and sees that the cage is raised so the heels can run away. Strickland then labels himself the most dangerous man in AEW and issues the challenge for Anarchy in the arena at Double or Nothing. Oh, so this is why we're getting all this Young Buck stuff for us, because of Double or Anarchy.
It's May. It's Double or Nothing.
So we have to put the storylines to one side while we get the shows out the way. These are the things we used to mock WWE for having Hell in the Cell as a annual thing. And now this is like, well, this is... You're not doing the Death Riders?
Yeah, it's not the stipulation being a result of the feud. It's the feud. You know what I mean? Yeah. it's May.
It's size of the fight and the dog. Exactly,
yeah.
Ross.
Well, it's May, so we're doing either Stadium Stampede or Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, and we're not doing the number one heel group in the company. We've got the Young Bucks and their young fellow Milados.
Fellow Milados.
Yes. I think that's something Rimmer says in Red Dwarf now.
It'll be a fun time. They always are, these matches. But as you say, it's just the fact that we are at this point of the year, so we've got to get it shoehorned in there, which I think takes away a little bit, because I'm still wanting John Moxley to drop that bloody briefcase.
That's it. It's like, Moxley's about to lose the belt, but he's not. But don't worry, we're doing this. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want the stipulation.
You've got to wait until...
I want the speedboat from bloody Bullseye.
Yeah, wait until Double or Nothing. That's what you got to do.
Do they always happen at Double or Nothing? Anarchy in the Arena?
It's either Stadium Stampede or Double or Nothing, yeah.
All right. I never realized.
Anarchy in the Arena might have been done at like a winter. What's the one in winter?
Winter is coming.
Full Gear.
Oh.
That's the big pay-per-view. Yeah. I think they've done an Anarchy in the Arena there. I can picture Dan. Forgotten his surname. MMA Dan.
MMA Dan?
Blonde Dan. He was there like 2021, 2022. He brought in Paige Van Zandt.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
He swore.
What is his name?
Dan.
He was such a good promo.
Oh, yeah, he was a good promo. Oh, I'm such a tit for forgetting this. AEW Dan, I'll Google.
Dan MMA.
Not Dan Housen, not Dan Garcia. Dan Lambert.
Lambert, that was him, yeah.
Dan Lambert.
Lambert.
Yeah, I remember him doing one. I remember. Oh, was that a Minnesota street fight? It doesn't matter. They definitely do a big silly thing.
I remember what you're talking about now, yeah.
They do a big silly thing in May, right? Just trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, everybody.
People do trust you. They like you.
They shouldn't do, though. They shouldn't do. I'm a really untrustworthy guy.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Just trying to fill podcast time.
Good. We're doing a good job of it. But yeah, this was fine. It's just, again, AW, lots of good stuff there. Just some crap stuff as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully that bad stuff doesn't get weight on the good stuff for too long.
I think the roll continues that they are on in terms of good dynamites. I think it's good times for it. We're eating well at the Tony Khan table.
The Tony Khan-very.
Yes! The Tony Khan-very. You heard it here first.
We can move on now with our lives.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Mailbag time. It's a follow-on from last week's sports team thing. Ooh, thank you for making me a Leeds United fan. Sounds like a painful existence, which is right up my sports fandom alley. Aww. All while everyone already had teams, and Ross fairly chose his own on the pod. Joel said he doesn't keep track of American football. Joel, if you ever do pop in one day, as you do, you'd strike me as a Seattle Seahawks fan. Cool, but often overlooked, even though they're consistent. Have a great one, lads. Also, who is your current boys stable in wrestling? That's from Storm Duck.
Thank you. Yeah, they're my new team now. I'll look into them. The Seahawks. Okay, I like it.
You sarcastic bitch.
Yeah, I'm into it. Although I don't like blue-coloured teams. That's my only issue.
Are they not green?
I thought they were blue.
Because the sea is blue.
Yeah, that's what I...
There they are. Looking great.
So,
That's tricking in. He's in everyone's favourite TV show.
They are...
White with green and blue.
They've got a green kit, but yeah, they're quite blue.
Quite
blue and green. Yeah.
You like a bit of blue. Yeah, that's
one
pissed off logo, though. God.
I trust you.
That's an
He's got attitude. Love it.
Well, that was fun. Current boys stable in wrestling. Oh,
we did this not too long ago, and I can't remember mine at all.
Current.
Rusev is back in there, because Rusev will always be my bay and spirit animal. That's what Bleep used to say back in the day. Otis is always in there.
Ooh, okay,
Look at the people who's not world champions. LA Knight, got to be in there. Terry, got to be in there. Not John Terry.
LA Knight as a boys table? I mean, he's won the actual title.
World title, though.
Oh, is it just world?
I guess he's been TNA.
I always forget now there's so many... TNA, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you said LA Knight, not Eli Drake.
That's a good point, Maffew. Is it 5 or go 4?
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah, it's not.
Pick as many as you
That's
want.
official rules, Maffew. Terry Spunk, obviously. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put Tatum Paxley in my boy stable.
Oh, okay. It's a nice one.
Yes.
Well, put on the spot like this, I'm going to say probably Danhausen. Doesn't win anything. It's not on TV. Doesn't exist.
I saw him on Instagram without his face painted this week.
Did he actually have a face?
I think he's having a
Wasn't it blood?
baby.
He's having a baby.
He's having a baby.
God, I hope it comes out with that face paint on. Be that memes like, God, 6 months in me, or 9 months in me, whatever, and it comes out looking just like his dad.
At least he'd be happy with the teeth situation.
Yeah.
Because he likes teeth.
He's a weirdo. It's hard to say Ricky Starks because there's my guy who's
He's
stuck.
dead.
Yeah, because he's dead, yes. And Ricky Sainz is doing very well for himself in NXT, so I think he counts. Timothy Thatcher, stuck in Evolve still. Poor bastard. Losing, even worse. Like, all right. Like a grizzled vet of some sort.
Yes.
What is that noise? It's your laptop.
It's my
right,
laptop.
God.
Yeah. I just installed an update.
I can do that, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just picturing the entire rosters. I'm like, no, they've all bloody won stuff. They've won something. Yeah.
Test.
Oh, we're doing all time. I thought it was that current. Oh, yeah, bloody, hell yeah. It's 0102 test. He's having banger after banger.
I'm glad you went along with that. I was just plucking names for you.
01 Kane as well.
Yeah, that's my fifth one. 97 to 01 Kane. Can't leave him out. I know, because he won a world title. Shut up, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
It was just for one day, wasn't it?
Just for one day. In that case, then, 02 Albert. We stuck on Velocity having great matches with people a third his size. And he gets called up, as we found out, and he becomes a train and is crap again. Don't know what happened there. Do you have any boy stables there, John?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, cool.
Carlito.
Who was your favourite?
Carlito.
Carlito. would be
Okay,
my
cool.
bomb, but-
Yeah. Haven't been world champion. Just name your favourites.
He could have been world champion.
Carlito.
Don't do it.
I don't know. Current.
What favourite from the childhood? Who weren't world champions?
The Hurricane.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Ooh,
Who else? Simon Dean.
yes.
Oh, you were Simon Dean boy.
I like Simon Dean. I'll have current day Carlito and 04 Carlito.
There you go. Like
There you
in
go,
in 2K25, you
Yeah.
got all the different versions.
Yeah. There you
Very
go.
nice.
Thanks.
Greetings, diddlers.
Hello there.
I may be considered a new listener, 3 years, wow, but I've gone back through and listened to most past episodes due to having 30 plus hours a week, but listen to podcasts while working at a grocery store. Very, very nice. You lads have got me through many long shifts. I started listening 3 years ago when I came back to wrestling after about 7 years of not watching any wrestling. While he may not be the most popular in the office, Pat McAfee was actually what got me back into wrestling. Oh, that's interesting. During my time away, there were some things that I obviously missed and have a different viewpoint than someone who was watching at the time. My question came to mind while watching WrestleMania and seeing Becky's return. While I don't dislike her, I personally don't think she's the greatest. I think this because I missed her rise to the top, and it doesn't feel the same watching it through YouTube clips later. This question is probably more for Ross and Jack. Was there a wrestler who was very over when you weren't watching wrestling that you didn't get the appeal of when you came back? Thanks for a great 3 to 4, sometimes 7 hours a week. Christ. Keep up the good work. WrestleMania XI, main eventer, and the man who could do... and the man who would do crack before football games, Lawrence Taylor, aka Bobby from Hershey. Thank you, Bobby.
Well, I'm scrambling for an answer here because I forgot this question was coming.
Oh, I've got one if you want to you stall for time.
Go on, I'm just scrolling through the 2012 WWE roster. because
that's a good one,
That's
yeah.
when I came back in.
Yeah. So we watched Armageddon 02 today, and oh god, you can do without watching that in your life. But the thing that is, the main event is Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, and Shawn Michaels is world champ after defeating Triple H at Survivor Series, and it's this big. It's Shawn Michaels is back. He's on this run in 02, and I at that time didn't give a hoot about he's back for a bit. I'm like, he's ancient. So is no 02. He's ancient, he's done, he's past it, and he's still doing sexy boy. And it's like, ooh, this feels like you're not supposed to be here, mate. You know, it wasn't this giant welcome return. Whereas everybody else was like, yay, Shawn's back after missing 4 years, which might as well be 40 years in wrestling. It didn't click with me at all. I'm like, go away, you rubbish person. And I had even watched his stuff like in '96 or whatever, and then I didn't like him back then either. So I was so happy when Sid beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him just being there and people going, "Yay, yay, hooray!" I'm like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "This feels desperate." Was not what I was wanting to see. I wanted to see the young guy. I want to see like Jericho or whatever main event and kicking ass. Instead, it's
It's me. Do you like my poo brown tights that I won the title with?
He regrets them as well. I watched the video where he goes through them. He regrets them.
brought up a lot.
Wade Barrett's the name that's leaping off the page to me here, because this is obviously pre-Bad News Barrett.
Yep.
But I don't know what he was doing in 2012. He must have been around the Intercontinental title scene. Post-Nexus.
Yeah, I was going to say he was just bad boy Barrett, really. He wasn't much to him.
Yeah, I guess it's just a long, gangly man. I remember working with someone who was just like, I never got cope because he's so gangly. I don't know if at this point it was the gangliness of Wade Barrett before the Bad News days, but there was something, because he wasn't obviously being pushed as hard as he was in 2010. But by this point, there was just something about him when, obviously me stepping back into watching wrestling, that I didn't quite get about him.
How's Tony Chimmel on this roster page?
Yeah. Road Dogg's on there as well. I guess he would have been, yeah.
There
was a couple of... Jimmy Snooker's on there.
Uh-oh.
I said Jimmy Snooker. Jimmy Snooker. As is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, Jimmy Snook was just waiting for his big break.
Hey.
We have a laugh on here.
I can't think of any other names because I wasn't obviously thinking about wrestling as deeply as I do now. I was just sort of going, oh, this is what's happening now. This is who they are. Just enjoying it as you do as a fan rather than doing what we do for a living.
Which is entertain people during dull times of their lives. Because we're good when compared to the idea of nothing.
Joel, did you have any time off watching wrestling?
I came back into it about 2014. So that was when Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement was happening.
Don't say you didn't get him.
I didn't know who he was coming into it, and I wasn't. I came into it with quite a cynical, nostalgic view. So I was rooting for Triple H. So I was like, I know this guy. I used to love him. Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
You're a guy who cheered Triple H over Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I think when it got to Mania 30, I think at that point I started to go, okay, I'm buying into this Daniel Bryan thing. And now I love him,
after Bryan
obviously.
pinned Triple H in the opening.
Yeah, now I think he's great. But
Fickle.
yeah, when I started watching again around the Rumble, I wasn't on board.
Bless you.
That's just because I was being all nostalgic.
Fair play.
Well, thank you very much, Joel, for those thoughts. And those were the mailbags. Yes, we've done two podcasts in 1 week, so obviously there's not that much there. So
we didn't have 3 this week, so
bloody hell,
the podcast's dying.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can tell just by looking at us. Mailbag@cultaholic.com.
Have you got slack up, Joel?
No, it's just the way he sat down. Riss Piss. Hello, everyone.
Hiya, how you doing? You all right?
It's time for another Cage Match Reviews, but this time it's for Money in the Bank ladder matches only. Woo! Thank you. This includes all Money in the Bank matches from WrestleMania 21 until last year. I also wrote the names of the winners in case you forgot who won those matches, but as always, one reads the reviews and the rest guesses the match. Milano Fitch. And that is it, because I presume Joel now is going to read them out and we're going to guess.
I am.
Yeah.
Hey.
Review number 1. The best Money in the Bank match in memory. Dodgy ending aside, it was an incredible showing from every participant and a great main event.
It's got Lesnar's the one that's... Lesnar interrupted... who was at the top of the ladder?
Ali.
Mustafa Ali, yeah.
I was going to go with the one that Del Rio won, which I believe is 2011.
19, is it? No. The one I have predicted?
It was that one. Brock Lesnar,
fair enough.
2019.
Well done, yeah.
Points.
1 point for Ross. Number 2, looking at the participants, never mind the winner, you can see this is where Money in the Bank jumps the shark.
Wait, it's not the first few.
The one that Damien Sandow won, I guess.
Or maybe Kane.
Which would be
I don't know what year Kane won it.
2015.
No, it was earlier than that.
Oh, no, sorry. Kane won 2010.
That one
Yeah.
I'm going to go for.
It was 2010, but it was Jack Swagger.
Oh.
So
No,
was that when
there
were
were two
doing,
that year. So, fair
Raw
enough,
and SmackDown ones.
Yeah.
Number 3, few redeeming qualities for this match. Bull S finish, very few big or impressive spots. What a joke.
Ooh, I can't remember. Like a crap Money in the Bank.
Maybe one of the latter day ones.
Yeah. Oh, God, what was it?
Damian Priest. What was 2023?
I was okay. Bad Money in the Bank.
Just remember being pissed off because LA Knight didn't win.
Yeah, of course,
yeah. Okay.
That was going to be my question for Triple H, but the guy ignored me in the room.
Oh, the one Sheamus won was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? 2015.
It was the first women's Money in the Bank in 2017, where Carmella won, but James Ellsworth actually won.
So they redid it.
Yeah. Number 4. Interesting note, all of these guys are still wrestling. Well, except for the winner.
Kane's not wrestling.
Oh, wait, that'll be 2019. Brock Lesnar's one then. I've already had that one. Why am I saying that? Bugger.
The one that Kane won.
No, there was like Finn Balor was in that one. He's still wrestling.
What? I thought,
Everyone's wrestling but the winner. So
Yeah.
the winner's retired now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you were.
thank
Yeah. No, sorry, I got that wrong. But it's not that.
okay.
Oh.
But it is. What did you say?
I said, well, just the one that Kane won.
Yeah, it is that.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right. Number 5. I haven't watched this match in quite a few years, so I decided to check it out after a long while. Got to say that it absolutely sucked. The match had no clear structure or psychology at all. Just a bunch of stuff thrown together. When guys aren't completely overselling, they aren't selling at all. What makes this whole thing worse is that it was built on repeat spots. So as far as wrestling goes, it didn't even bring anything new to the table.
Written by Jim Cornette. I have no idea.
Yeah, that doesn't really sum up any. I'm just going to randomly guess one.
I'll go for a 2013 SmackDown one, Joe.
I haven't watched this in ages. Okay. Ooh, 2008.
It was the first ever one. The Edge one.
Oh, get out, you miserable
Shut up.
bastard.
It's a
Stupid
great match.
cage
Yeah.
match. Oh, I forgot it's cage match reviews. Right.
That's an AEW stan right there.
What a crab match.
Oh, it's great. Edge winning, fantastic. Number 6, best Money in the Bank lineup ever. So many memorable spots and follows that every minute or two, something exciting needs to happen to keep the crowd excited rule to a T.
2007, just mainly off the
was it-
lineup comment.
As a 06, maybe. Flair.
Best lineup ever.
You can't have Flair in the best lineup ever.
He's one of the best. He's the dirtiest player in the game.
It was Money in the Bank 2013
Oh,
that
shit.
Randy Orton won. That can't have been the best lineup
Let's have a
ever.
look. We'll have a look.
2013.
Money
Orton. Oh,
I don't even know.
Nothing off the top of my head.
Yeah. Ow. Pick my nose.
Is it the one with Fandango, Cody, Dean Ambrose, Swagger, Barrett, Cesaro, and Damien Sandow? Is that the one?
Was that the SmackDown one? It's the Raw one that.
It's the one.
Oh, right.
Money in the Bank 2013. Straight to Wikipedia we go. The best of all the sources. Randy Orton defeated Christian, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, RVD, and Shamu.
Oh, fair play. That is good. That's a good lineup. Fair enough. If you asked me to get together, if you asked me to get together, me and 5 friends and give them all parody wrestling gimmicks, funny, fat guy, emo, luchador, king / royal, this is exactly what you would get. I love this match to death.
Emo.
That's throwing me off now.
Well, I was thinking it'd be maybe one that King Barrett was in, out of all the kings. But then who's the fat guy? Because Vince didn't have fat men back then, did he?
No, he made them illegal.
That is Is it?
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Is it?
Oh, wait.
Is it Otis the big boy in it?
Wait, yeah, it could be.
Is Otis the
Emo
big
could be
boy?
Damian Priest. It could be that one, right?
No, it'd be Lockdown one. 2020.
Oh,
Yeah. that's the
God,
one.
no.
Yeah, because you had Otis, you had Aleister Black, he's the emo, Luchador's Ray.
Oh, that's the black.
King
right.
was Baron Corbin, wasn't he?
Oh, what a time.
Wow.
What a
I'm
time
so
to be
glad I don't
alive.
remember any of it.
Number 8.
That's when Ray got murdered off the side of the building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ray died.
Ray died, and so did Aleister Black. He got chucked off after him, didn't he?
Oh.
Nah, he was just being emo.
Yeah. Can't believe this is a recommended match, let alone getting some decent ratings from people. This match ended up being everything I expected. A sloppy, convoluted mess where all the spots were weak and just looked hilariously fake. Just a disaster all around.
I could not imagine not having this job and talking like that.
So harsh.
The Giant Baba versus Lutez. Money in the Bank.
So it was a crap one. Or maybe it was a good one, and this is just a Stan.
Name a bank.
2011, Joel. I'm just going to pluck a number out my arse. I've got nothing better to do.
2018, because no one said it yet.
Close. It's the women's Money in the Bank from 2019 that Bailey won.
I have no memories.
No memory of that one.
No memories,
I can't
unfortunately.
really either. I don't remember it being bad.
Some of them have been formulaic, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say like flat out bad.
This was the match of the night and really stole the show. I don't know why it was rated so low here unless the majority of the users here are grading women's wrestling on a completely different standard than the men's wrestling, especially with how overrated certain matches were.
Well,
Perish the thought.
we've had 17 and 19. No, yeah, 17 and 19
Yeah,
so far.
yeah.
I'll go 18 then. Process of deduction.
Process of deduction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other years.
Elementary. 2022.
2024.
Oh!
One that Tiffy won.
What? Wait, that was what that got? That was an amazing match. I'm so mad.
Yeah, that's what this. Well, yeah. This guy liked it.
Did he? I think I misheard every word you said.
So this was the match of the night and really stole the show. I don't know why it was rated so low on here.
Wow, how did I hear that? And wow, what an idiot. Jesus Christ, Maffew. You know, I'm imagining a really snooty dude going, match of the night. So,
Right, last one. Another seriously overrated Money in the Bank match. These matches used to be so great when they were fresh, but in recent years they've turned into these overblown, horrendously boring affairs. The action in these should be non-stop, what with everyone waiting for their turn outside the ring. We got one good powerbomb spot through the halfway point.
Kalisto comes to mind.
Sin Cara took one from Sheamus as well.
I'll go
To
50.
the wooden ladder. That would have been 23rd. Already had 2013, haven't we? So, Powerbomb. I thought that would help me if I be the powerbomb. No, I've no bloody clue whatsoever. 2022.
15.
2017, the men's one in 2017 that Corbin won.
Yeah, I've got little to no memory of that time.
It's
that's
hard to-
merging together.
Turns out there was a lot, and it's hard to remember them all.
Yeah.
They do kind of blur into one.
Wow.
Like the
We're getting
days
old,
of our
Yeah,
lives,
there
the
you
older
go.
we
Getting
get.
old. Well, that's the end of the podcast.
That was a lovely climatic end. Who was that anyway? It was Milano Fitch. Gracias, Milano. Yeah, so that is us.
That is us.
You are you, I am me. This has been Joel. Been a pleasure as always, Ross. Well, have you got until next time?
WTF Moments is live on the Patreon. For those who do subscribe, it's available at the $5 tier. If you don't, if you can do, thank you very much. If you can't do, no problem. No problem there. So that's live now. Weekend, things will happen on the channel, no doubt about it. I've got no doubt things will happen. And then next week it's the build up to Double or Nothing, isn't it? So we'll have all the regular pay-per-view content coming up.
Yep. So tonight's main event, Double or Nothing, and Battleground. One big fat weekend.
I think one of your and Jack's quizzes is coming out this weekend.
Is it?
So stay tuned for that. It's a good one.
Of course Ross knew that. Why would you think he wouldn't?
Well, I thought they weren't because Owen told me, he's like, I'm going on holiday now, so I can't edit them. So have you taken one off Owen?
No.
Oh.
There's, I think he did some before he went.
There is pride and joy. We're his baby boys and me and Jack.
Oh.
I'm sure he'd be pleased to hear that on his sunbed in Corfu. Oh. But yeah, videos will happen, no doubt about it. I should really check
We
the
don't know
schedule.
how, but it will happen.
I've got access to the back end of the channel. I should really just have a look before we come live, shouldn't I? And I'll know. Yeah. Things will happen. You'll see them.
Things will happen.
Matthew?
Me and Tom return for the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review. Tom has promised me this time he'll remember to put it on the streams. Feeds, that's the word I'm looking for. Because he didn't last time, I have to politely remind him. Because people go, where is it? Which is nice, actually, the fact that people going, we want to hear it.
Yeah. Imagine if no one said anything.
Exactly. That's a heartbreaking thing. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, people are like, can you please put it on? I'm like, okay, just for you. It is sadly Armageddon 02. Well, I was so carried away with the enthusiasm, I decided to swear like a sailor for no reason. Armageddon 02. Also, Botchmania, the Rossmania one is out. People like it because the thumbnails are good. The videos are crap. Fantastic. Yes. Click whatever. Life's too short. Joel, anything to plug other than your amazing skills as a maker of furniture?
I wonder where you go with that. No, I've got nothing.
Maker.
Nothing coming up. I'm all.
He's the
good.
chairman of the podcast.
Because he builds benches.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than calling him a bench warmer.
Yeah.
But Joel, you certainly were a bench warmer because you came on for this one and helped out a lot more than you usually would because of Jack, in brackets, little sailor man. Couldn't make it. He's going to likely kick the poo out of me next week. So that's one reason to tune in for the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast every week from our mouths into your ears. This has been Ross. This has been myself. This has been Joel. Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Mailbag at cultaholic.com. We love you all. And now we're going to look at the screen and say something.
Should we sing Jack's name in Popeye the Sailor Man? He's Jackie the Sailor
Is it the 1, 2, 3?
He's Jackie the Sailor Man. He's Jackie the Sailor Man. He's Jackie the Sailor Man.